I was thinking stuff with like streaming, like what things are like like I don't want to say bothers you, but like things with stream that can make it either easy or not easy.
Okay.
And then I figured, we'll transition from there, take a nice little sailboat across the ocean.
Okay.
And we'll go to
dog food.
Dog food it is. All right. Dog food it is. No, you decided. We're doing dog food. Dog food.
Awesome. You guys start the food thing. Go ahead. Whatever you've got.
I'm just fat, so I don't know what to tell you.
I don't have much.
I love food, so there's no way around it.
I have no. I could be quick and easy, and then you guys have the. So, mine is I'm not. I don't like eating food. I just don't eat at all. I don't care if it's. No, I eat because I have to, and that's like how it is. Sometimes things taste good, and sometimes I enjoy it. But for the most part, if I could choose not to eat, I wouldn't eat at all. And I'm not healthy.
There's something wrong with you.
I'm not anything. I'm just not. I don't care. I'm one of those like I just don't care about anything.
How do you live? That's all I'm gonna ask is how do you live? Because
I eat a lot of cookies and like weird things. I'm like a child. I am a man child.
Oh, yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Food's an important commitment there.
How about you, Bungee? What do you got?
I mean, I just recently did with Madhouse 148, who a lot of people here know, did a cooking stream with him, and we made beef Wellington, which was exciting.
Dude.
But yeah, no, it's a big topic for me because late last year I was diagnosed with diabetes, and so like I constantly am thinking what goes into my body when.
Sorry to interrupt you. Is that like, do you have to take insulin every day because of it?
No.
Okay.
I'm lucky. My pancreas still does most of its job. But I still do gotta prick myself and check that stuff. So because I say all the time that like food is one of the few things in life that genuinely always brings me true joy. Mm-hmm. I love tasting new foods and having little food adventures, and there's cooks all around me. I blame my Italian genetics on how much I'm obsessed with food.
I agree. I 100% agree on that one.
Yeah. But going from I love my carbs to I can't have many carbs. Okay. Food has become an interesting dynamic with me lately.
I was always confused with like diabetes because like there's multiple types. Like I've heard like sugar diabetes, things like that. And the way you can't, is that you need more sugar like at some point, and that's what the insulin is? Is that how that works?
No. Insulin lowers blood sugar. Because there's hypoglycemic, which is what you're referring to, where you need more sugar. And then there's hyperglycemic, which is me, where my blood sugar goes too high.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I just take a little pill every morning, and it helps that stay pretty normal. So luckily, I'm not very affected too much. But yeah, no. Shortly after I was diagnosed, my brother was then diagnosed too, Jesus. Which was wild. But like it doesn't have a huge impact on my life, but it has. I'm like the happiest person to be diabetic that you'll ever meet, because
I was gonna say, yeah, you're a happy-going guy.
Because just before that, I was like trying to make plans because I just felt a lot, and I was going to try to change my dynamic with food anyway, to start moving towards a healthier diet, and then the diabetes happened, and it was like, well, can't make excuses.
Right.
Now you have no choice but to do it.
Yeah. So it's like one of those things where like it happened. Weirdly, I am glad to be diabetic because it is forcing me to be healthier.
Yeah. Okay. I have a question for you because you know way more about any of these things than I would. Do you ever get? No, I'm curious. Also, Blue Kid, I'm curious if you get this as well. Do you ever? This happens to me every once in a while. Not a lot, but every once in a while. I don't think it has anything to really do with like the food I ate for the day. I'm not really sure. But every once in a while, like I could be just going about the day, doing something. I might go, maybe I did a little bit of yard work. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, I need something sweet, like sugar. Like I have to go, like just shove ice cream in my mouth or eat like candy really quick, and I feel instantly better. Is that?
Yeah, I've had it happen a few times.
That has nothing to do with any of this, though, right?
It might. It's
but we're talking like once every couple months, though. Like this isn't like a normal, like usual thing.
I mean, I only usually get it if I really overexert myself and don't like if I didn't eat, like say if like you do yard work or like going to work all day, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if I don't eat, I get like that. But that's because I didn't eat. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have a single bite to eat.
Right.
But like rarely do I, at least me personally, the whole like sweets thing. Like me, I have to eat to function. Like right now, like I'll eat probably a good 5-6 meals a day. But I'll tell you right now, they're nowhere near a portion that like someone would think like, oh, dinner. You think like you're like your mashed potatoes or something, like a big steak or chicken or whatever, a vegetable and a salad. Like I'll have maybe like one piece of chicken or 1.5 pieces of like a cut up chicken breast,
right?
2 scoops of potatoes and a scoop of vegetables. And I'm good. But 3 hours later, here I am hungry again.
Right.
Now I was always told, now I don't know how true it is, if it's better like what weight wise or like what eating, to eat more meals, like more small portions than it is to eat big portions in one sitting. I've heard that. I don't know because I used to have soon like a buffet to me is a waste of money because I'll get one plate and I'm done.
I'm reading what Gangrene's writing in the chat. The last time I really recall it happening with me, I mean, it was probably 2 years ago. I was in New York City and I was going to a show. This band was playing and I was excited. And me and 2 of my buddies, we went out to like a bar prior to it to get dinner. I ate dinner. I drank a few beers. Everything was fine. And we were walking to the show. We were like almost there. And I remember feeling like I get like, the word's not tired. I don't know if it's craving or I don't know if it's a stomach thing, but I just like instantly I'm like, I need sugar. Like I felt like I need sugar. I don't know why. And I would get like a candy bar and then instantly I'm fine. And this is probably like 2 years ago.
I mean, I know it's
it's a weird scenario, right? This probably isn't anything like what Broken Bungee has, like, or the opposite of that, right? I
would say no.
Yeah, it's because everybody.
I don't like needles either. I don't like needles. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Everybody has highs and lows in blood sugar, just not to the extremes of people with a diabetic condition,
right?
But like Gangrene is saying in the chat, and I've witnessed it firsthand. We're close friends in real life. It's like watching a person on low battery.
Okay.
Like she just slowly just
powering down.
Yeah, and yeah, she starts slurring her speech and can't make coherent sentences, and just a quick pump of sugar,
it's like nothing
soda.
Happens.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
she just like comes back to life. It's like booting up. It's fucking. I swear, if there was an audio for it, it'd be the Windows XP shutting down and booting up noise.
Really?
All
okay.
Right.
So with that comparison, I don't think that's me because I don't think I wasn't tired. Like I didn't get to the point like I'm tired. I was felt weird and I wanted to not feel weird anymore. Do you know what I mean?
You felt like zoned out.
Yeah, something was like I knew something was wrong. Like I just need sugar or something. I don't think it's the same thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
yeah. No, you were probably having a low blood sugar. Dog.
Doggy.
I was like, what was squeaking? I didn't. What's going on?
Yeah, no, you probably were having low blood sugar, but just within the normal realms of average everyday human functioning pancreas low blood sugar.
Okay. Saved. Saved.
Golden. I would love to watch you though. By the way, like pick your finger like every so often. I would love to see you try to do that. Branding's be hilarious.
Oh.
What gets me is that there are so many places on the body that you can prick your finger and get accurate readings, but for some reason they just have all decided on the finger where it hurts the most, and it's like, why?
Yeah.
Like I do it on my thigh.
Mm-hmm.
I have you can do it on the side of your arm, you can do it in your palm.
Someone told me like you're supposed to prick like your ring finger or something, and it's like right on the edge of it, like on the inside.
I mean, the fingers
like right
are
by the nail. Like that's what I've been told. That's what my neighbor told me because his mother's diabetic. She picks her ring finger on the inside of like the left side of her nail, right there, and that's where she pricks herself with it.
Yeah, doing it all over and over in the same spot, you're gonna get a big old callus there, and then good luck getting blood out of that spot anymore.
God,
oh yeah,
I hate all of it. It just drives me insane. Like I get squirmish.
I don't know. I always told myself if I ever had diabetes, if that ever came to a thing, instead of like a certain kind, like where you actually like need to put insulin in, I would just get a pump. I would just get an insulin pump in. I wouldn't even want to keep poking myself with a needle.
What's an insulin pump? Sorry, I'm so dumb to all this. I
don't know it, so Bungee, you probably be able to fix this more than I do. What it is, it's a little like patch they like. It's not even like surgically. It's like a small procedure. They put it like on your one side, and it runs a line to a pump, looks like a little like portable charger, and you put it on like your waistband, and it'll regulate the insulin into your body, so you don't have to you don't have to stab yourself with a needle all the time.
It's basically like a mechanical electronic pancreas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would just do that because then I would just be like, it and done. Forget about it. That's what I would be, because I would either A, forget to do it, B, hate to stab myself because I hate needles, but yet I piercings and all that, so that makes perfect sense. Different concept, I suppose. And I would just do that. That'd just be me though. That's what I would do.
Yikes. Yeah, because you were talking about helping Madhouse out with his with the cooking thing, and then I know he's doing like the lifting stuff now too. Is that you helping him with that stuff as well?
He's actually somebody else who's been in both of your chats. Captain Credit Card has been working with him in Discord because hey, that's my girlfriend.
Is it? Hey, girlfriend. Thank you very much for the follow. We appreciate it. Thank you.
But yeah, Captain Credit Card has been working with Madhouse on building a diet and sponsoring him a little bit, because Captain Credit Card has been like a boxing trainer for like 20 years, and he's ripped.
Is it?
Like,
he's like the nicest
time
dude ever too. He's so nice.
Yeah.
He's such a super guy. This guy. By the way, I want to put this out there really quick in case this will be on YouTube at some point. So if anybody at any point is ever watching this on YouTube, the names that we're talking about are all people we've all met through streaming on Twitch. That's literally, we've all met, and we just like to have people that we meet, and we can come on shows and we can talk to each other, and we all go to each other's streams and hang out and whatever we can.
Trouble.
Fun stuff. Yeah, I was gonna say dieting. Like I can't imagine dieting for like lifting or any of that kind of stuff. It's like
I did it once. I did it in high school, and it's like a world of a difference.
Yeah,
I don't know how people do it. Like I understand how people do it because like I've seen, well, one of my buddies still lifts. He's not like professional. He just does it to be in shape. And that was a high school thing back then. I mean, you want to be like the most jacked person in school because what the hell? But
right.
I did lifting. We used to do 6 days a week, at least 4 hours a day. And it was nothing but proteins 90% of the time. It's weird. I mean, don't get me wrong. I felt great. But I'll tell you right now, and I mean, this is just it was just me. I injured my shoulder lifting.
Mm-hmm.
It popped when I was doing an incline bench. My left shoulder popped. And I was benching, thinking my buddy would spot me because the bar just went whip right over. Because my shoulder just fell. Yeah, and I stopped lifting after that, and I never got back into it. So I lost like that diet eating. I lost all of that. It's rough to get back into it after you haven't done it for so long. Even the eating part of it.
Wow, that's insane.
I assume you all have guns and crack.
we got a raid coming in. Sorry.
Oh boy, Jesus.
Hi, Elder.
Hey, thank you very much for the raid over here. Appreciate it. Hello. We're just talking about stuff, food stuff. Beer and football and stuff. Anyway,
I missed that. Where was that from?
Well, I have no idea. I appreciate it.
Speaking, as you said beer, have you tried SBC's orange ale?
No,
Dude.
I don't like orange things.
Dude,
I'm not an orange. No.
I don't like SBC's. Like I don't like IPAs and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal, but expensive.
I'll try it. I never
It's
tried.
expensive. So let's put it this way: a 24 pack of cans, because they just came out in cans. I guess SBC started to do cans.
Mm-hmm.
And for people that don't know, SBC is Susquehanna Brewing Company, which is local to us. For cans, for 24. You ready for this one? $47 for 24 cans.
Well, no, it's not that bad.
For
hold on, let me just get this out in the open. I'm kind of a snob with this, like not like a snob, but like I like beer a lot. So like I'm used to paying, like depending on the beer, I'm used to paying like $12, $14 for 12.
Like beers to me,
like it's kind of
for like beer for me is like Miller Lite's like an everyday go to if I go on beer every day.
That's like,
But like I'll have like a Blue Moon.
Mm-hmm.
Here and there randomly, like a vacation type deal, but I couldn't justify buying. Oh, I want 12-pack of cans. Here's $47.
I mean, if you like it, if you like it, that's, you can't put a price
cheap.
On love sometimes, you just can't.
I'm cheap. Hey, I'm cheap.
Let's
put it this way. You see this? Okay, I needed a tumbler for the longest time because my other one was crap. Okay, and no, I'm not sponsored by Glitch, but anyway, they came out with a new formula because this is their old stuff. I'm still drinking it. They came out with a new formula, and it's $40 for like a little jar of it. Okay. I didn't want to buy the jar, so I waited till they did a little bundle, and it was $20 for the shaker and the little like tubes of it. That's how cheap I am.
What is it? Glitch?
Yeah, Glitch.
Is that like is that the same thing as like G Fuel?
Yeah, but it doesn't have any caffeine in it.
Oh, okay.
So it's not caffeine rich. So it's not, and you don't get you get the alertness, and then, I mean, maybe it's just me. And maybe someone else could justify this with having like energy drinks or any of this stuff. Like I could drink like a Monster, a Rockstar. I don't get anything out of it besides taste. I don't feel like jittery. I don't even feel alert or like get like that perk. Like I don't feel anything. It's just like a drink to me. Like if I'm drinking water, I'll drink these. And I get like the alertness out of it, like the focused, but I don't get like anything out of it. Like, this is the only thing I've ever gotten an effect that's energy related, we'll call it.
Mm-hmm.
That's keeps me alert. And has no caffeine in it.
Can you drink that stuff, Bungee?
There's not too much sugar.
Gotcha. Like I can't do Monster because for one, I hate the taste. I hate it. I hate the taste of Monster. Two, it's every time I drink a Monster, it's as if that one Monster was 6 beers and I broke the seal. So all I did was just drink one Monster and I will piss for 3 minutes straight. And then 30 seconds later, I'll piss again. And then 2 minutes later, I'll piss again. So I just I can't have it.
You don't bother.
That's the caffeine that does that to you. Caffeine.
Yeah, this doesn't make me do it.
For real, though.
No, I know what you're talking about, though.
I can do G Fuel. I like G Fuel. But I just drink coffee all the time. I haven't
done G Fuel in a while, to be honest with you. I haven't tried it in so long. I haven't tried it in a while.
Elder Mohawk, it's going good. It's going good. Thank you again for the raid. We appreciate it. H, hello. Madhouse is back. We were talking about Madhouse's weight training.
Yeah. Talking about you working on your diet with Captain Credit Card.
I will tell you.
I put his stream on and he was like lifting weights. And I was working on something on my other monitor. So he was on this monitor, I'm on this monitor, and I'm like peripherally like watching him. And I'm like working on something. I don't know what I was doing. I was doing something in Photoshop or something. And all I heard was like grunting. And I'm like, ugh, ugh. That's all I hear. And I'm like, what the fuck am I listening to? Right. Madhouse grunting in my ear. I loved it.
You, by the way, when you guys were doing the Wellingtons, I would tell you right now, I went out the next day and got steak because I was so excited for that. When you guys were cooking that, like listen to it, and it was like, oh, I just wanted to like legitimately like I was this close to door dashing a steak at that night when I was watching you guys do that.
It was the best meal I've ever had. Like no
that
question.
Looks good. That looks delicious.
And it was an expensive meal. All said and done, it was like $100 meal.
Wow. for beef Wellingtons.
Yeah,
they're expensive cuts right now.
Yeah, because we actually substituted the cut that we had. I forget what cut it needed. Yeah, no, the whole meal was the best meal I've ever had. But yeah, no, yeah, they can be made a lot cheaper, but we wanted to really go hard with it, so we got good stuff to make it. Like a quarter of the price alone was the meat. It was a $25 cut of meat.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you don't do it that often, it's really not that bad when you spend that kind of money. Like when you cook stuff like that, if you don't do it all the time, it's really not bad when you think about it.
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna do more cooking streams?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Oh.
Do you get like, I have a question because I've never done anything like that before. And when you do like the cooking streams, like did you tend to get like a lot of attention, like were people coming in? Like did you meet like a lot of new people from doing that?
Madhouse has this magical ability where no matter what he's doing, people just want to watch it.
Yeah.
It's amusing. I'm not gonna lie, it's amusing.
Yeah.
Although I will say I still want to see in person. One time, Bungee, we gotta do it again. When I pissed him off playing Overwatch that one night with you and him, flung the controllers so bad because I was using McCree because we were messing around like one-on-ones and stuff, and I kept using McCree and he was using Hanzo, and I would stun him, roll, and drop all 6 into him and kill him. And he got so mad that all you heard was the controller slamming the ground.
Yeah, he literally has a broken controller by him to take his frustrations out on.
It was funny.
Awesome.
That was great. That was a fun time.
But no, that's been Madhouse our entire lives. Like we've known each other and have been close friends basically half of our lives at this point. And just anything he's ever done, from playing video, like whenever he's around and we don't have any games to play together, I usually opt to watch him play games instead of playing games myself. Just because everything he does, he finds some weird way to make it interesting.
Yeah.
And way back on my old YouTube channel, I have like, at least 24 videos of him playing a game and it just breaking and falling apart. And we actually have this one story that we tell back and forth to each other whenever, something's going on. We'll just bring it up. And we were playing Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire on GameCube together.
All right.
And that's a game. It's one of those games where there's always 3 people, no matter how many people are playing. So it was me, Madhouse, and then an AI. And the AI was Hermione Granger. And we were trying to get through the level. And of course, there's sections where you need all 3 people. And she just started floating away, completely trapping us in level, just ignored all of the geometry, all of the collisions, just floated on away. And we're like, what do we do now? And we just shut off the game and like, we're done.
I remember playing those to where, like, especially if you played it by yourself, where the AI would just be too brain dead to do anything, and you're like standing there on a pad or something, or you have to like use a spell, and they're just standing there like, oh, this is a nice place. I wonder what we do here. And they just stand there.
Not Leviosa. That's all I ever think about when I think of her.
Yeah, we had plenty of that, but this was its own special thing where she just decided, nope, I refuse. I refuse to participate, and just floated on away.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's cool that you guys have been friends for a while, and that for half your lives, and then you end up streaming, doing things together still. That's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Most of the people I know in real life don't even play video games. I gotta be for real.
Mine's the same way.
Most of the people I know, other than like Blue Kid and in like real life, like that are like near me, would be like Dr. Sexy Time. Other than that, I don't know anyone else that streams or like does really plays video games at all. Like they just don't.
I know a handful, and to be honest with you, even the handful is like I have a buddy I'll play baseball games with. We'll do exhibition games on MLB when he's not working. I got my buddy Danny that I'll play like Call of Duty with. You know what I mean? And then I have like a few other people that like, they're like, okay, we'll play something, and it's like not even playing anything.
Right.
Most of it's either I'm with you guys or whatever, or half the time I'm just sitting on my couch playing some on the PlayStation, and I sit here and have the streams on.
Yeah, that's like not to transition out of the food thing, but like that's I was gonna say that's something that actually works as the second topic almost. That's technically hey, look at that. That's technically why I know I've said it before. That's technically why I've started streaming, because I was like, no matter what, I'm gonna play video games at night. You know what I mean?
Right.
And if I don't, if I don't have people to play these games with, and I don't have friends that are really playing games, other than like I do, like they play other first-person shooter games I'm not really into. But you know what I mean? If I have nobody to, I'll just stream, and I'll meet people that way, and that's like the best way to do it.
Look what it is.
You know what I mean?
Happened. It's happened.
That's why I think if I wonder if a lot of my friends in real life played a lot more games, I wonder if I'd really stream. I don't know if I would. I probably would. Who knows? Who even knows? What do you guys stream? Brooke, what made you start streaming?
I have always been a performer. Like, always. Like, when my mom would sing to me as a baby, some of my first words were singing back to her. Like, when I wanted to be a drummer growing up, and then I got into choir and chorus in high school, and then that got me into musical theater, and it sort of just all culminated to online entertainment is the future, and so I first started making YouTube videos from when I was 12, and I did that for a long time, and I had a little bit of a following. I could get like around 10,000 views on videos back then.
Wow.
Oh, jeez, that's a lot.
That's for me. I'm like, I get 3, so that's awesome.
Yeah, and it was always inconsistency that killed me. But I just decided, like, I want to be a performer of some sort, and I'm going to stick my foot in every door that I can do that in. So I went to college for theater. Whenever I have the opportunity to do auditions locally, I do those. But also I'm throwing myself out there in the virtual world as well to be an online performer. Yeah. And so that's just where that stemmed from. It's just a love of performing and finding every way I can to participate in it.
That's awesome that you said that, because I was going to say I always kind of thought that. No, I was never involved in like music theater or any of that kind of stuff. Friends that were and whatnot, but it was always like one of those things where like the movies would always depict it as like, oh, the music theater kids, they're so nerdy or they're so whatever, you know what I mean? But now I'm thinking like, they're having a laugh now, because with everything being so online,
it's like turned 100% around anymore.
Every single person that was involved in like musical theater and all these things are way better at streaming and doing these videos than the average person that wants to just do it. You know what I mean?
Well,
they're just naturally better. Like, that's
right.
it.
Did you ever notice, like, over maybe the past few years, basically,
it does make us the new jocks, yes.
Yeah, I was getting there. Basically, what I was saying is, it's like 100%. Like, everyone wanted to be the big buff or like prettiest looking, like in a girl sense, the most prettiest looking girl. Like, they wanted to be like they were the top of here. You know what I mean? Like, you had to be jacked to be anyone. And like all nerds and all those like band geeks and all that other stuff, as you call it, you were like at the bottom of the barrel. Like, you were like no life, whatever. Now it's like flopped.
Right. Oh yeah.
It's backwards now. And I mean, like, I noticed that even like, to be honest with you, like even through like a lot of like social media stuff, like I'll watch TikToks. I don't have an account, but I just watch them because they're amusing as can be. You'll see like 90% of them are like, you could tell that they were into something like that. Like,
they're naturally able to be in front of a camera,
right?
And
or
just
it's
go.
like it's not like, even you get the occasional ones that are like the occasional people that are like, oh, like the relationship ones are like who they're attracted to, like what kind of body type, and it's flawed entirely now.
We're on the dad bod.
Oh, it's backwards now. It's exactly what it is. It's like you get, and it's like not for nothing, but like you would see like those kind of like, I'll do it from a like guys, girls like that were like skinny, good looking. They would only look at people with muscles. They never look at anyone else, and now it's like flipped. It's amazing, like how this like whole world like just.
Yep. And that's why I diet the way I do. I got to keep my dad bod in check. So you know what I mean.
I have a theory as to why that happened. The timeline from A to B, because all of the bottom of the barrel gamer nerd people were the ones who were so good with technology. When the internet grew in popularity, they were the ones who had the opportunity to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So they got to decide what was the
good and
preferred content on there, and then everybody else had to follow along because just people have a psychological need to conform. And so the rest of the people who weren't good with technology but were catching up then started following along the paths of people who built the internet, and it sort of culminated to now what used to be the bottom became the top, and then all the people who wanted to stay on top had to follow along.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's true.
I definitely think though, like musical theater people and all that stuff, like they just have the advantage.
They're talented. I don't have sweat. Like I'll tell you right now, just as a coming from my perspective, in high school, like I played video games. Like I played, but I played sports. Like I don't want to say like I was a popular. Like I had friends that all over like the whole group. Like it was like I wasn't stuck to one like group of people.
Mm-hmm.
But like I'll tell you right now, I wish I was stuck more in, like, I don't want to say stuck more in technology, but like more into that other stuff, because I'll tell you right now, my creativity is in the gutter. I'll tell you right now, like creativity, like as you saw it last week when I couldn't get my webcam right for 5 minutes. I like that to me, like I don't know how to do layouts. I don't know how to do simple fixes like that. Like I have no creativity of like that kind of stuff. And it's like, sure, here's Mr. Bland, and here it is, and that's the way it is. Because I just don't know.
Loser, blue kid, get out of here, loser. No, I'm just joking.
No,
the tables have turned.
But that's what I mean. Like I don't know that kind of stuff.
You're
like,
getting
I wasn't creative.
You're going up the flagpole.
I'm not creative. So for me, like you can tell, like for someone who's creative, like you guys being creative, I'm not creative. So you can look at like, layouts or your pages or whatever, and you can tell who knows like who has creativity and who doesn't. I can tell you right now, I don't.
I don't think I'm creative. I think I'm just anal. I'm anal. Like that's not. I don't think it's as much creativity as it is being completely anal with myself.
Oh, I'm bad.
Because a lot of the stuff on my, like, besides the just I'm trying to make it look good, there's very few elements on my channel I feel like I was the sole person that made it the way it is creatively. Like my overlays were completely designed with my brother, by my brother, as well as my logo, and all I really gave him was, yeah, I think I want to go for a nice sunset palette. That's all I gave him. And now my channel has, really pretty overlays and a really nice logo behind it. But like I'm not physically artistic, like any like graphic design, painting, drawing, none of that stuff hits me. But the one thing that I've sort of understood through streaming is that creativity stems from passion. So you pick the part of streaming that makes you the most passionate, and then everything else just sort of
falls in line.
Yeah, just sort of, because like, you can't force anything creatively. I got my first ideas for emotes just based off stuff that naturally came about because of jokes that were made on stream with chat that kept coming up.
That's literally how all mine came out too.
That's how when I hit my part, that's how mine's gonna be. Just random stuff that happens, add it, make it an emote or something like that. That's why I see most people are like that.
Bungie's right. Like he got it. He's right. He knows.
Yeah.
I can give you the perfect example too for myself. I can come up with like art stuff or animation stuff or whatever, no problem. Like it's not hard for me to come up with that. Like that side, music side, whatever, I'm good with that. It's kind of natural for me. I can't talk. And Age made a good point. Age
we're doing a talk show.
Right. Well, I mean, just because I can't talk doesn't mean that I let it hold me back. That's where we're at. But Age made a good point in chat. He said, personally super imaginative, but he has a really hard time actually creating the things he came up with or he can think of. I thought about that too. I got this kick one time, not too long ago actually, and I was like, I need something to do. Like I want to make more videos for YouTube, and I wanted to see if I can maybe make a YouTube channel that maybe gets some presence. Now, mentally, I'm already checked out because I'm already like, well, then I have to do this, and then I have to worry about algorithms. And as soon as I thought about that, I'm like, I don't want to do any of it. So that already canceled it. But when I was thinking about it, I was like, I wouldn't mind doing like, because we talk about games a lot. I wouldn't mind doing things that are like my top 10 favorite games of all time, my personal these kind of games, and I still kind of want to make these videos. Right? I can put the footage there. I'll talk about the game, right? I thought of the games. I made notes at work. I listed down what I wanted to do. And then it came down to writing it. I started writing what I wanted to say for each one of them. Holy shit. No, I can get it done, but it's bad. Like, I am the kind of person that when I have all these ideas in my head when it comes to writing, and I want to say everything, but I want to say it all at the same time, and I cannot put together functional, appropriate sentences that make sense that the normal person could follow. I am so bad at that. And then
it's like when you used, it's like when you did speeches, like in schools, like when you had to do a speech for school. You just stand in front of school for like, here, you got like a 2-minute speech, and you're like, you write it, you're like, it's like 5 pages. You're like, yeah, this is quick, and then you read it yourself in the head, and it's like 30 seconds, and you're like, great.
And then part of the analness with myself is I would watch other videos that do these top 10s or do whatever, and I would just listen to it because I want to see how they do it. I'm just curious, And I listen to it, and I'm like, my God, my ears have been blessed by an angel. How are you so good at writing? Like, you know what I mean? Like the way that these people are composing themselves and talking, and most normal people that wouldn't do these things probably don't realize it. But like, some of these people are extremely good writers. Like to do that, I can't do that, and I've accepted that I cannot do that. And that's why, and I hate it. I can't stand it.
I'm not creative. Like I can agree with that, just not on a speech level. I agree with it on like a trying to make like a theme, you should call it, like for my channel. Like I don't have a set theme for it. You know what I mean? So like for me, like I have layouts or like even like just the homepage of it. I don't have like ideas to figure out what would go with mine. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's where I'm at with it. Like for me, like I can sit there and think like, all right, cool. So I want, I'll use Blue Kid for example. Okay, we'll do something with that maybe. Flopped. I could come up with it. And I'm like, okay, well maybe I'll use something that I'm into.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like car related or something to go with like first person shooters since I play a lot of those or something. And it's just like, what can I do with it? And then I'm like, well, I could do this. And I'm like, well, this is going to be a pain in the butt to do it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, I don't want to do it this way. Maybe I'll go for something simpler. And it's just like, I just lost the track. It's like, oh, you know what? It is what it is.
Right.
That's where I'm at with it.
Yeah. Nothing can be forced. Things are going to hit and you're just going to be like, that's it. I got it.
Right.
And it'll be completely not something that you expect. Like literally somebody in my chat confusing my cat for a chicken has become.
How do you do that?
It just somebody saw my cat behind me on my windowsill once and was like, is that a chicken? And then I was like, no, that's my cat. And that small little moment became something that is now like a theme. Like anytime my cat is on stream,
I got an emote for you. It's a cat. Hold on, I got you. Ready? It's a cat with a chicken hat on it.
Hey,
please tell me you have it.
Let's see. Fucking.
That's where that emote came from. For me. I don't even remember who said that, but ever since they said that, I found that to be one of the funniest things of all time. Wood League. I think it's like the funniest, the funniest lowest ranked league that you could possibly be in. Wood League. It's so.
There we go.
So
there it
funny.
is. There it is. Yeah. See, so there you go.
Yeah,
See,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
exactly
yeah.
what I was saying. Something like that. But like something like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I have a great idea for it, but how to do it is like where I'm at with it.
Doctor said that's better than me. Someone in his stream mistaked him for a piece of silly putty.
Yeah, and like, you know, the way, like my logo, both the smaller and the larger version of it, came from just things I was doing, and like I could credit more of my stream's theming to my chat than I can myself half the time.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
With that, that's a nice way to get ideas, and like that's how people are knowing you by.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's basically what it is. I mean, like, so when you think about it, I mean, like, big streamers, like, half their stuff is a theme almost. It's like stuff in chat that's happened. Like you stated, you know what I mean? It's like silly emotes, or, you know, it could be just even their icon, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's something like that. Like, it's one of those of, you never know. It's just, they could come up one day and it's like this, and you're like, all right, golden.
Everybody's different. It just really depends on what they're trying to get out of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's the big thing, because you can do it. Like there's things out there, which is crazy to say as like we in our talk show streaming, but like there's literally like intelligent things that you can sit down, and if you really wanted to like try to blow up, or you really wanted to try to do stuff, you can follow certain things that are like proven to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you need to be knowledgeable, knowing that yes, you can go this route, but you have to accept the fact that you have to be okay with that. You know what I mean? Me personally, I'm not okay with that. So that's why I don't go down that route at all. You know what I mean? I'm just old school about this kind of stuff.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean,
old school of like 10 years ago. It's not really that old school, but
that's ancient in internet terms.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
right.
But that's how I've always felt. I think you guys are kind of probably might be the same way as I am to some degree. Like when I started watching, like, again, Man versus Game, 10 years ago, and like those dudes, it's like those guys when those guys started streaming, they were not pushing themselves down people's throats. They were not telling people, follow me, something. Like, they weren't doing these things.
Nope.
It just happened naturally. And
people were there for them for what they were.
And I cannot express how important that is to me, because now, like, I am so sick to my stomach when people jam their shit down my throat. I cannot stand it. So much so that I refuse to do it, period. Like, I just can't. But I'm also smart enough to know that I'm at a loss. Like, I will never amount to anything because of don't wait up, those are the wrong words. I will never be able to go higher or farther. Like, I'll never be able to professionally do it because I'm so against that stuff. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, it's one of those I see what you mean, because it's like you sit there and they open up and like, hey, you want to watch more videos of this? Like, subscribe, whatever. And then it turns around and it's halfway through, and then it's at the end of it. And I mean, I get it, but at the same time, it's like you almost don't want to be there, because it's like, just, it's more of like they're just, I don't want to say, I mean, I understand it's self-promotion. I get it.
Yeah.
But like, that's the same thing with, I think we've had this discussion a while ago, but I'll bring it back. And since Bungee mentioned TikToks earlier, you go on TikTok and you go on the streamer side of it, dude, it's BS. It is 150% BS. It's one of these, and I don't get it. Because you have these people, okay? We're gonna put this out right now, okay? I'll compare me to you because you have way more followers than I do, okay? There's people, like, say you had a TikTok. Hey, what, like, you put your name, you put how many, like, followers you have, and it's like, you have like my amount of followers, okay? This many viewers, whatever. And then all of a sudden, 6 hours later, 400,000 followers, 600 like people watching, this many subs, and it's like, you didn't do shit.
Yeah, but it doesn't last. It's not It's
No, but
so
see,
temporary.
but we had this discussion when you said it. How many of those people really give a flying crap about it?
They don't. Right.
Yeah, okay, you hit affiliate or you hit, I know partners like really hard to get, but like you hit affiliate, it's not much. It's difficult. I'll tell you right now, I'm having a hell of a time getting there. But besides the point of it is, it's like, I think people are just doing it because, one, they think that they can make a stupid amount of money. One of it.
Oh, certainly.
I've gone on, like, seen TikTok ones that people actually put their names in it. I've gone on their streams. I'd rather watch a baked potato microwave for 47 minutes than watch them.
47 minutes? Holy shit.
Yes, it's that bad. It legitimately
very specific.
It is. Because it'll probably explode by then. But,
48 minutes, no. No, will not.
It's 47 done. But that's what it is. It's like it's like sitting there like watching someone. They're like,
they're usually like, honestly, the people that do that are usually,
and it's like, how do you like?
Usually
I don't get it.
They're a lot younger.
No, dude, no.
Right.
No.
At the end of the day, there's no way it's not gonna last though. That's what I mean. Like people see
there's
through
no
bullshit.
channel because once they turn around and realize that they're not like entertaining, I guess we'll call.
People see through it. Like people see through bullshit. Eventually, you're gonna watch somebody and be like, "Is this all this guy cares about?" You know what I mean? Like eventually, everybody's gonna get rubbed wrong by all of it or something. It's not,
Well, it's. I know it isn't. I've realized maybe it's just me. I mean, you guys would probably experience it more than me, but like even like in your chat, you get people that are like, notice me. And it's like, you just want to be like, no.
I've only had it happen a few times and we banned them.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, Age banned them, Ryu banned them, yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like, I feel like there's even people there that are just trying to grab an attention. Like someone who has like a lot of followers, like you guys with followers, like compared to me, like that's like me going to your streams, like, hey, and like not just hanging out. And like, but like, oh, this, oh, that, oh, follow, you whatever, like trying to get the attention.
Right.
Same concept.
I don't know, man.
In my opinion. I don't know. I can't.
People are weird.
TikTok is one of those places where it's popularity for the sake of popularity. People literally grow in popularity because they're popular. Like as soon as they hit like a threshold, people are just like, "Oh, that person has a lot of things. I want to be part of that." Right. And that's it. It's so superficial a lot of the time.
It's the same with money. Once you hit like a certain period of money, you just all of a sudden become really wealthy, and then all of a sudden you become really, really wealthy. You just have to hit that limit first, and then it goes snowballs.
Well, like I said, I mean, I think what it is too, and part of the TikTok thing with streaming is, like I said, it's the money thing. People sit there and think they make millions of dollars. Like millions just sitting on their butt and playing a video game. Don't get me wrong. There's people out there that make good money. I'm not going to turn around and deny that. But what I'm saying is that you don't have these people. These people think they're going to be like us and be like a Nick Merckx or someone like that big of a name and be like that done next day.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work that way.
A ton of them leave every day, and then a ton more come in every day. Also, you know what I mean?
Well, again, like how many people do you think that are in those chats of like they have like millions of like followers or whatever? How many people do you really think that watch them now were from the beginning? You know what I'm saying?
Probably. I don't know.
I
don't watch them at all, so I have no idea.
No, but I'm just saying. I'm just generalizing here. Like how many people are like actually that, like people that are that big? How many people do you think like their original followers are still around?
I know that. For example, Man vs. Game isn't in that he's a legend, but he's not in that viewership category of those guys. But I know when I watch his chat, I recognize almost everyone that talks in his chat for the most part.
Well, like that's a different
and they've
thing.
Been talking for years. Like I recognize.
But that's what I mean. Like they built their community up from the bottom up and stuck with it. These people that are doing it now are just follow me on TikTok and help me get to my thing, and then it's just. You're going to have all of a sudden like 600 people follow you, but what do you get out of it? You don't know any of them.
Oh, yeah.
They're just another name in a list.
That's just how it is, though, and there's no rhyme or reason to it. That's just the way everything works nowadays. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, I know that. It's just everyone jumped on it, and it's like we actually. I kind of almost want to just make. This is gonna sound silly, but I kind of want to do a test with it. Make an account. Make like just a regular Twitch channel with nothing on it and just do that out of TikTok and see what happens with it. Just to see. I'm just curious, just to see. Never use it, like never use the channel or anything. Yeah. Just to see what happens.
Yeah, try it. Yeah, Age said he's been following Markiplier since 8,000 subs.
Yeah, and he's at how many subs is he at now, Age? I know he's
billion,
like
way up
26 million now.
Yeah, but see, that's what I mean. But like, like Age has been there. But I mean, like, how many people?
There's some people that get there. Like, he's a legitimately real guy, though. Like, he's like legit. He's a nice, real person. You don't. There's not really much bullshit going on. You know what I mean?
No, like people like that. But I'm talking about like, there's a lot of people that like. I'll go on like a certain game or something. You look at like the people that like the top whatever. You never even heard of them, and all of a sudden they have like all these viewers or like whatever, and it's like, who the hell are you?
Oh, almost 30. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. There's like streaming's. All of it's too weird. You need to have like. There's no real rhyme or reason. I think like years ago or. Holy crap, Madhouse! Thank you very much for the Jesus 1,000 bits. Wow.
He just loves you that much.
Thank you.
Madhouse is a crazy person. He's at like 50,000 on my channel. Bits.
Does that give me an emote? No.
50,000 bits, Jesus.
Yeah.
The whole like Twitch, like YouTube thing though, I think there needs to be like a hand down. Like there should be like a bar or like every person should walk into it and go, what is my goal? Do I really want to do it, or am I just having fun? Or if something happens, awesome. Like there needs to be 100% game plan for everybody to some degree. Like me personally, I will broadcast the way that I broadcast to 0 viewers. I don't care.
No matter whether you have 0 or 100.
I don't care. I've been doing it for 2 years like now, and that's not a long time, but more than 2 years now. But I will do it the same way every day in front of 0 people. I do not care. You know what I mean? I don't even leave a view.
You know
count.
what I think? You know what I think would really
matter.
change the game, at least in Twitch aspect, if they made it more difficult to be affiliate and partner.
I guess, but it doesn't. But they don't really mean anything anyway. You know what I mean?
But I'm talking about like, to me, like this is just maybe it's just me personally. I want a goal to hit that's like, I mean, I understand hitting affiliate's a goal and hitting partner's a goal, but like, me personally, I'd rather be challenging because then it makes me want to work harder. You know what I mean? That's just how I am. I want it to be more difficult, so I work harder.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to just hit it and be like, okay, and just to say for the sake of saying I hit it. I want to be able to say like, hey, listen, I grind it for a year or 2 or whatever the case,
right?
To get there, and be proud of it. That's just me though.
Right.
Well, that's where the achievements on Twitch come in.
Oh. Yeah, this guy knows all about achievements over here. Well, this way.
There's really no, and that's like I think that's where the nature comes into, and this is like 100% no BS. Like I think complete truth. Like there is no real way to go about this. Like if you want to like to achieve something, if you want to get farther, you want to do these things, you have to be set up completely to do it. Like you have to be playing the right game. You have to be doing these things. You know what I mean? Like I truly believe so, you know. I don't know how you think about that, but
I think that if you make what you want to see, there's gonna be other people out there who have also been looking for that.
Right. I agree with that 100%. I mean, if you want to get there quicker, like if you wanted to get your goal was quicker, it's based on the game you're playing. No way around it. Doesn't matter how awesome you are. You could be the best entertainer in the world, but if you're going to play like some unknown weird game that no one's ever heard of, that only literally factually 10 people in the entire world are even going to look at that channel that night, there you go. You got 10 viewers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not thousands and thousands.
I'll agree with that only because, you know, Brandon, you kind of talked me into this. Like, I don't want to say talk me into it, but you kind of made me open my eyes to it. Because it was like, I would stream Call of Duty, get 1, 0 all the time. And then you're like, oh, well, you should try playing these games. And then you start playing the oddball games, and it's like, I don't want to say oddballs, but like the people that are like 200-300 people watching, like say 200 to 500. And all of a sudden, it's like, it goes up.
Yeah, like if I wanted to get 50 viewers really quick, I could go play Diablo. If I literally left right now and put Diablo on, I guarantee I'd get at least 30, like right now, instantly, like way more than I usually get. But I don't want to, so no. You know what I mean?
No, but I get your point though. But like that's what I mean. Like you play oddball, like let's use for example. I'll do it for you. Look right now. Right now, Diablo 3 has 816 people watching.
Yeah. This is where it comes down to like where you have. This is what I meant by like people need to really realize what they want out of things. Mm-hmm. Like, and me personally, like this is my time to play video games. Like I don't really have time to play video games, so this is my time. So as much as I like making other people happy, at the same time, I gotta make myself happy. This is my video game time. You know what I mean? So it's like I could do challenge runs all the time because I naturally want to do that. But every then I want to do whatever I want too, and that's all there is to it. Like, and if people don't want to watch them, that's cool. It doesn't bother me. But it's not like if somebody was going into this trying to get farther or trying to do it for a career, definitely wouldn't go about it the way I do it. You know, because it's not the right way to go about it. Like I'm ready to. We were talking earlier, and you know what I wanted to do? I am so like I really like Resident Evil, and I didn't play Resident Evil 7 or Resident Evil 8 yet. Right? I haven't played them. I'm a little scared to play them because they're a little bit different than the other ones, and I like the old campy stuff. And these new ones look a little too scary for me, but I want to play them regardless. Anyway, I want to play Resident Evil 0 all the way through 8. That will take me probably 2 months or more, 3 months.
Not easily.
I would know that if I do that, and I might do this. I know that if I do that, I will take my follower count and plummet it into the ground. But I don't really care either.
You might not, to be honest with you.
Nah, I probably will.
I hate to say it, not for nothing.
My follower count goes down daily, just so we're clear.
I mean, so is mine, but like, you'd be surprised. Like, I'm just like really quick doing this just because. There are still a decent amount of people doing Resident Evil right now. If not, most games are now, as far as I've found, from 300 and up right now.
Right.
And I mean, not that it means anything to most people, but
yeah,
pretty a little floppy, but
it's just a matter of what you want to do, like what you really want to do versus like, you know, what other people want to see sometimes. You know what I mean? I try to balance it, but it's rough. And
that's been a weird battle I've had to play with myself as a streamer.
He said play with himself. There you go. Go ahead.
But from the start of me creating a channel, my goal was I want this to be my career. But I decided very early on that I only want it to be my career if I can absolutely love doing it. Mm-hmm. And so I have this weird relationship because like I hate seeing channels who so heavily monetize their stuff that like I purposely try to demonetize as much as possible. I don't have a tier 2 or tier 3 emote because I want all of my emotes to be accessible through just channel points, and I made all of the emotes as low as Twitch would let me make them in terms of a channel point reward. All of my emotes cost 80 channel points. That's as low as Twitch will allow me to put it, because I don't want anything I ever make to be hidden behind a paywall.
Yeah.
And I know that hurts me in terms of making a career out of things, but I can't stand the thought of me pushing for a career to get in the way of my art and my creativity being as accessible as possible either.
I agree. Yeah, that's smart. I felt that way about the emotes as well. I got lucky and I had some gifted subs come to me, and it put me to like 30 gifted subs at one point, right? And I was like, oh my god, you unlocked my stuff for me, you know? And at that point I was like, I'm just gonna bite the bullet. I'm gonna buy like the chat. I'm gonna buy like 25 gifted subs really quick on my credit card, and then I unlocked all of my stuff. So I don't have that many subs. I don't have 50 subs now, but I did it just to unlock everything for everybody, and now I don't have to worry about anything again. You know what I mean? That I did the same same scenario. I hated that people couldn't use all of them if they wanted to. Bothered me.
Yeah, that drives me nuts. I don't know why they do that.
We make money, of course.
Yeah, from a logical standpoint, it's like I don't really want to do it.
Yeah,
like you know what I mean. Like I don't see a point of.
Twitch doesn't really care though either. Like they don't care about like you as like a affiliate or anything like that. We don't make them any money, so they don't care. You know, they really, They like to look at numbers on a sheet and go, this person guarantees me this money every month, or these people have this much money every month. Like that's that's
right. Who brings in the most viewer count, or who brings in the most subs, or who brings in whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Easily look at that. And that's I don't want to say it's a good way of going about it, but it is.
Yeah.
As a business standpoint, you know what I mean?
Right. But it's all weird. And then the more people that you end up seeing, it's great. But it's funny, like, because I feel like out of like 100 people that I would have like talked to slowly, there's only like 2 of them that I've been like, I really like this person. You know what I mean? Like they've come back and they've been super cool, and I see them around all the time, and it's just like, I like this person. You know what I mean? You get like 1 or 2 for every 100 that say hi, and that's that's just the truth. There's too much information out there. There's too many ways to entertain in this day and age. Like somebody might come home from work and they're not only they may not even want to go on Twitch. They might want to watch sports or go outside or watch friends or I don't know, play with their dog. And then they might want to just play with a video game themselves. And then maybe, just maybe, then they go to HBO Go. Then maybe they get to Twitch. Well, now they have to choose between you and 5 million other people to watch. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not really.
I'll say right now, like your channel, Brandon, for example, I will tell you right now. Now, granted, I've only been around for about a year with yours, or close to it. Now, I know you streamed for a while, but like from the time that I'm here, I'm almost here every night because I just, even if I'm not watching, I'm lurking. I see the same names consistently 5 times in a week. Consistently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I mean, and that means a lot as a streamer, because I'm sure, Bungee, you have people that you see every single time you stream.
Yep.
But like you see that name and it's like they could watch anyone, and they're choosing to take their time to be here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It means a lot when you think about it as a streamer.
I
it means a lot.
the shit out of it. And that's why I realized like I would never even like, I don't even know how people do it full time, like to make money off of it, because the people that show up all the time, or, you know, even a couple times a week just to say hi, I can never ask them for money. Like I would never want them to give me, I don't care.
I can't do that.
You hanging out is fucking that's way better than I ever wanted. Like that's awesome. You know what I mean?
Right.
Coming
back consistently is what you want. In reality, it becomes basically a friend almost.
Yeah, I don't have to talk to myself. It's great.
And
you do that anyway.
And that's one thing that like it was put into perspective for me once. Like, you know, think about times where you've like played a game in like an arcade or anything like that, and you get a crowd of like 5 or 6 people around you, behind you, just watching what you're doing, whether it was a game you're just really good on, or you were just really good at chatting around with people and getting people interested. Now, that concept and the 5 or 6 people around you, that felt really good by itself. Now put it in the perspective of Twitch, it's like somebody walking into our arcade with thousands of people playing thousands of different games, and they walk up and decide to plop themselves and sit and watch what you are doing. Like, that is to think about the crowd of people behind you watching you, even if it's like 3 or 4 people, knowing that they could have chosen thousands upon thousands of others in that moment. It's people lose that very quickly because of how big the numbers get on Twitch some days. And sometimes you gotta get that mentality back of, these are people who had choices upon choices, and I was theirs.
I 100% agree with that.
Well, I mean, I can't put it in the perspective of like a Twitch stream, but like I'll put it in perspective of a car show aspect. You know what I mean? You have your car at a car show. There's hundreds of cars. People just like walk by, like, yeah, okay, walk by, like it doesn't even exist. And you get those people that like take pictures or ask for like a professional photo over, or they want to talk to you about it. It's like, why me when there's 100 other cars that are either A, nicer, or B, whatever the case.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or like, it's even amusing in my aspect. And it's for some reason, it's kind of like I don't want to say a role model type deal, but like I'll go somewhere with my GTI and people like little kids will be like, look at that. And they like point at it and like they get all excited over it. And it's like the kid's like 8 or like 7 or whatever. They get so excited over it. It's like you almost feel like you're being a role model for them to a degree. Like something like maybe they'll be like, oh, I want to get into something like that. I want mine to be like something like that.
I truly hope I would never be a role model for anybody.
But you know what I mean, though.
I know what you mean.
You know it's like one of those things. It's like you go to a huge show like that, and it's like you have photographers taking pictures of your car. And the worst part is like when you're grouped together with your own like similar cars, and people just walk by all of them, and they stop at yours, and it's like, whoa. Yeah, I mean, like, why am I spotted out of the other 50 of the same exact car that are next to me?
Yeah, I gotcha. I've always felt, and this was how I always was, and it's funny, I could use the same topic that he had at a car show. So when I used to go to car shows, like I've won trophies with my car at the time at events. Never cared about them because I remember some of the shows I won trophies with. I remember spending the day meeting people that I've never met in my life that were in my class, like my car, class that we were all by each other. And I just drank beers with them all day and laughed and had a good time and talked about their life and my life. And we just had a day. Like it was a fun day. Like that was good memories. That was my memory, not the trophy. That was the memory, was hanging out with the people. You know what I mean?
Oh, there's people like that's amazing. That's the other thing too. Like I've met so many people from going to shows with my car that have like a similar car. Like another GTI like I have. And they're like, dude, what do you suggest? Or dude, what did you do? Or dude, like, you know what I mean? Like they want to learn off of you.
Yeah.
And it's like like I said, it goes back to being like you're almost a role model to a degree because they're so like they want to learn off of someone who looks like that. Like they aspire to be that.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Miss car shows at the time, even hanging out with the Lots Cruiser shows or sheets. Yeah.
That was the good times back in the day.
But yeah, I'm glad that at least I know all of us are pretty much on the same page as far as like the streaming and content stuff and whatnot goes. You know what I mean? That's just like it's insane. I don't even know how any of it works. Bungie knows a bunch about YouTube. I don't understand it. Like I don't even. It makes zero sense to me. Like none. Like I really mean that. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like I don't so much care about the views that much, but like because I figured when I upload some of my videos to YouTube, that's more like my personal hard drive, so that these terabytes of files don't need to be on my computer anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll just store it on YouTube. Like it's safe there, But then I'm thinking about it and I'm just like, wait a second. How in like this is, and I'm just curious, how do I do no hit runs and no death runs on these games?
You get nothing out of it.
And have nothing. Like they get no views. I'm like, where are they? Like, how does not one person see it? Like, I don't even understand. It blows my mind. Like, I don't understand.
Well, it's too. I mean, I give my Bungie no more than this, even with YouTube. Isn't it true? Like YouTube, like you could pay to move your video up in the listing of things. I don't know if it was still a thing. I think at one point it might have been.
You could pay for advertising.
No, it wasn't advertising. It was like I want to say there was like I don't want to. We'll call it boosting your video, like boosting your thing.
I don't know.
Take your video. Normally, like the lowest view or whatever, the video would be at the bottom. It would boost it and put it towards the top more if you paid.
Yeah. I have no idea.
Yeah,
I've never seen that in my life.
That was the thing at one point. And now I'm talking. It could have been years ago. You know what I mean? Years upon years ago, not recently.
I've never seen any of that stuff. I just don't even understand how the whole thing works. It's just, it's just my hard drive now. People only care about Warzone, Apex Legends, League of Legends, Minecraft, or Valorant right now. For the most part, I mean, those kind of people only care about it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but the problem is trying to put us one of those categories with those games. Forget it.
You know who has a hard time? This is gonna sound funny because I love the guy.
Oh,
Don't
here we
know him.
go.
Obviously, I don't know him, but I love the guy. You know whose life I wouldn't want, and you guys might disagree. People listening might disagree.
What do you got?
I love this guy, and I would never want his life. Dr. Disrespect.
Oh God.
You
I
couldn't.
can't stand him.
What? Really? I love him. I think he's great.
Cannot.
I think
cannot.
I think he is an entertainer to the soul
Oh,
of
he's
an entertainer.
entertaining.
The guy is
But I can't.
full-blown entertainer.
I
Here's
can't
why-
stand the attitude of it. That's
Here's-
what gets me. His attitude is what gets me.
But he's a character.
Yeah.
He's
I understand
playing a
that, but
character.
it's just it irritates
He
me,
is
and I don't know
acting.
why. All right, back to what we said. What is one thing that really irritates you every single time? Him. I cannot
No, I
stand
love him.
watching him.
I love him. But here's why I wouldn't
Maybe
want his
because
life.
I watched him too early. Like I'm
Maybe.
talking when I tried watching him, it was like a while ago, like years ago. Maybe I have to revisit it, but as of now, no. Him and
couldn't-
Ninja, I cannot watch for squat.
I don't know. I never watched him before. I have no idea.
Don't.
But I'm not gonna. But
No,
but
I'm
Dr. Disrespect though, he's allowed now, like because he's known as a shooter guy, and he has such a fan base. He can do what he wants at this point. So he could throw in stuff like Resident Evil, and he can play that, and he'll lose a little bit, but not much. Like he can do that, and it's fine. But I would never want to be him because I believe if that guy was tired of playing FPS, he just didn't want to anymore. Fucking done. Game over. I do not believe he'd be able to just switch genres. I mean, he will keep people because he's entertaining. But if he full on changed his mind and said, "I'm done with FPS. I don't want to anymore. I'm gonna play I don't know, I'm gonna play sports games every day." I don't know, man. I think he's done. He's stuck doing that even if he wants to or doesn't want to. That's it.
I purposely work very hard to build my stream in a way where I can never be known as this person.
Yeah.
I make sure that my genres are always different, that I'm on so many other people's channels doing so many different things, like Madhouse with his cooking streams, and here I never ever
like too
wanna
many
be
games.
known for
I like too many mixes of games.
yeah.
I can't stick for one thing because I like too many mixes of games. Like I like my FPSs, I like my ARPGs, I like
Doctor
my
said he did do
regular
sports
RPGs.
games and like he did Madden stuff too. But that's like one day he played Madden or one day he did.
I couldn't
this
stick to
isn't
a
like
strict
3
thing.
months of him doing it. Imagine him not playing
variety.
FPS ever again and only playing Madden.
Yeah, I can't. I gotta be a
It'll
variety.
never happen. It'll never happen.
Variety. It has to be a variety.
He's the FPS guy, and that's all there is to it. He's labeled as that. You know what I mean? He's not a variety. He's an FPS guy.
Yeah, I can't stick to one.
But I do think
That's me.
he's the best. I 100% think that guy is the best.
I will revisit it, Brandon, just for you.
It's not. You're in character the whole time, and he's live. He's on the fly. It's the production value that goes into everything. It's not about the quality of the production. It's the ideas that he has to set it up, and he sets up the production ideas, then
Right.
goes live and is able to work it on the flow and free flow everything. It's
I had to
just
give it a shot.
it's he's straight up live acting. Like it's like a Saturday Night Live skit. It's
I want to try it.
I don't know. I gotta give the guy credit. Like he's good. There's no way around it. The guy's good. The guy's good. He deserves it.
I will forever give him credit for being able to stay so in character, but it's a character I can't stand. Like I understand it's parody and an extreme version of things, but I still watch it and I'm just like, this irks me.
But where does he even stream on anymore?
YouTube.
Is it YouTube?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's great. Like I really do. Like I think it's whenever I can catch it, I try to throw it on because I don't know. It's I guess just it's not like he's just like good at what he does. So like I sit there more or less. He's funny, but I'm more just impressed watching. And I don't like watching him play games. Like he's fine, and like as far as his gameplay and what he's doing, I don't give a shit. Like he's not. I don't find him that I do not like listening to his voice comms and talking to other people. I don't think it's that funny. It's kind of whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's when he's not playing a game. That's when I want to watch his show. When he's like pausing the game and then walking into a backdrop of the game to talk about the game. That's the kind of shit I want to see. Like, that's awesome. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's creativity to it.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. Absolutely like him. He's great.
That's the creativity part, but
I would never want to be.
I'll revisit it just because, but like I said, I don't know. He rubbed me the wrong way. Like when I first was like, "Oh, you gotta watch," but I'm like,
I think he's just kind of like what we were talking about earlier. I think that he's just subject to not being able to do what he may want to do all the time anymore. You know what I mean?
He's stuck doing one thing. Isn't that kind of where let's
say let's say Bungee and Dr. Disrespect were friends in real life, right? Say they knew each other, and Bungee's like, "Yo, dude, Wizard 101, this game's awesome. You got to try it out." There is no way in hell that even if Dr. Disrespect played it off stream, played Wizard 101 with Bungee, and was like, "Dude, I'm loving this. This is so much fun." You know what I mean? There's no way he's going to stream it. It's never going to happen.
No.
Even if he wanted to, he ain't gonna. And that is what I mean. Like, that's why I would never want to be there, because it's just not fun anymore. You know what I
Well, I know a lot of streamers that stick to one game, like consistently. Like, I'll use, for example, I'll use Ninja because I know he got burnt out, but Fortnite. He got known as a Fortnite streamer.
Mm-hmm.
And now I don't even think he wants to do it anymore.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that like do Warzone a lot. They're sick and tired of it because that's all they play.
There's a fly that keeps.
I see it. It keeps moving around. There it is. There it goes.
No. One of the biggest reasons I dislike Fortnite is what it did to so many streamers and YouTubers, because it wasn't just like people playing it because it was popular. Fortnite was also reaching out to a lot of creators and being like, "Hey, we're going to offer you this deal that you can't refuse." Like, it, not like in terms of like, "Oh, you legally can't refuse it," but like in terms of it's just so good that you'd have to not want to continue your career to not take it up.
Right.
And they got so many people onto these things, but like they were such long contracts and they were so restrictive, and so many people became Fortnite creators seemingly permanently. Like, there was one person I watched on YouTube. His name is Muselk, and he's an Australian pro Overwatch player that started getting into Fortnite, and then now all of his videos are Fortnite. And he got so tired of it, he had to make a second account to upload other things.
Right.
But now he's so stuck being a Fortnite creator that his main channel has now just been engulfed by it.
That's, to add to that, that's actually funny, because Dr. Sexy Time said in chat just before about Asmongold, who kind of gives Dr. Disrespect a little bit of a run for his money with zero production value. And I agree with Dr. Sexy Time. Asmongold is a phenomenal streamer. I can listen to him all day. Like, I don't need to even watch. I just need to listen. Like, the guy, fantastic. But kind of what you just said, though, he does the same thing where he's known as Asmongold World of Warcraft guy, right? That's what he does. When he streams World of Warcraft, dude sits there with 70,000 people. That's his norm. That's normal. If an expansion or something comes out, goes over 100,000. He'll go over 100,000 viewers all day. Like, it's easy. You know what I mean? Then he wants to play like something like Dark Souls. He made another account. He made a second account, and he's like, "I'm just going to do this for other games." So he goes on it to do Dark Souls. He'll have like 4,000, 5,000 viewers on it. And everyone knows it's him, but for some reason, he only has like 4,000 or 5,000 viewers. He puts on Asmongold name, goes into World of Warcraft, blew up 60,000. It's like, it's incredible. But it's the same concept, yeah. Yeah, it's almost like you need a whole new life to do a different game or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Insane.
Well, a lot of YouTubers now have like dual channels right now. Like, I'm starting to see them. Like, there's Dr.
Quit being so butthurt about the FPS. It's not about the FPS. Who cares about the FPS? Jesus fucking Christ. We're being so burned about FPSs. It doesn't matter if he was playing FPS games. He could have been playing fucking platformers. It's just an example. That just happens to be what he played. And our example is that it doesn't matter what he's playing. If you just do it so much, you just can't switch. You just can't switch. That's where we're at. Sorry to interrupt you.
You're fine, but that's what I mean. Like, it's one of those. It's like there's a lot of YouTubers that have dual channels now. Yeah, I mean, because they got stuck with one thing and that's the end of it.
Yeah,
and they want to do other things. Or like, I know since Pokemon cards are a huge thing right now, people are making second channels just to do Pokemon card openings and stuff because they can't put it on their main channel because their main channel is so engulfed in like Call of Duty or GTA stuff or whatever, right. Fortnite, whatever. They just can't add that into it because their channel is just going to go and sink to the bottom of the Titanic.
Right.
Yeah, and it's almost like it's getting to a point where like you can't like make a schedule where it's like, this day is this and this day is this and this day is this. No, it's whole channels are dedicated to this and this and this. Because like even at my, even at the follower level and viewership that I have, I've even toyed with the idea of, because I have this channel and I try my best to make it look good and I'm real anal about the details and I have sound equipment and lights and blah blah blah, but then I had this idea of, well, I still do want to just casually play games with people watching, so I've toyed around with the idea of creating a second channel where I don't care about the production value. I don't care about my lighting. I'm literally just sitting there, not worrying about chatting and just playing games and having that be a second thing. And it really is becoming sort of this unsung rule, this unstated rule where specialization per channel is sort of the way things seem to be going.
You're not wrong. I mean,
got you. Yeah, here we go. I have a hard time dealing with any of that stuff. Like you're saying, like having to make the two channels like that. I know what you're saying because like it depends on what I do. Because like, if I jump around games too much, I will see the same people. So I'll see like the same people all the time, which is awesome. But then if I go to like this kind of game, then these people go away and these people come in. And then if I go to this game, then they go away and these people come in. Oh, and it just depends on how I go. I don't really mind it, but it's just one of those things that I've accepted. Like it's just kind of like, I get it. You know what I mean? Like this and this, right. but I fully understand. This goes back to the whole millions of other people watching, playing games, and they just want to do that, and watch other things,
Completely guilty of that myself. There are a lot of people who I enjoy their personality and love being around their channels, but I still find myself not going to them unless they're playing something that I also enjoy as well.
Yeah.
Because like you probably noticed I wasn't around too often outside of the Crash Bandicoot streams, and it's not because I don't enjoy the streams that you do outside of the Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I get it.
That's what it is.
No, I'm just gonna leave the call. You have fun.
No, I know.
It's one of those things. There is something to be said about the combination of a game that you like and a streamer that you like coming together.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
You're not wrong.
That's why, I don't even I don't think of anything. Like I don't ever get upset over anybody being around or not being around, or it doesn't even faze me. Like honestly, I don't even think about it. I'm just weird with stuff. Like I don't even watch people play video games. Like I know this sounds funny, but like I don't watch anyone play video games. I just look to see if I know anyone that's online, and if I know, then I'll go watch. But I'm usually working at the same time and listening. I more or less listen. I don't really watch what they're playing because I don't really care what they're playing. You know what I mean? Like I know that sounds crazy, but it's like I'm not going to learn something from it. It's not going to get me. I
you make me the guinea pig is what you do. You make me the guinea pig of horror games because then you let me get the shit scared out of me, so you can sit there and be like, "Oh, I know what's going to happen, so I'm not going to be scared."
Right.
And it hears my stupid ass, and I do it.
I'm very much a listener. I like to listen and hear people's opinions and just see what they do and yada yada. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm gonna ruin Dr. Sexy Time's BS and tell him right now, FPS shooters have gone to shit.
Here we go.
Oh, I will gladly do this because this is fun when he gets back on this one time. They are absolute shit. I've fallen out of FPS shooters. I used to play Call of Duty day in, day out, 8 hours a day. Since they now make equipment that you could cheat without getting caught, they are dying.
Yeah.
And the problem with that is, and it's not just PC, console people are now the ones cheating because they do controller mods now that are not detectable.
Really?
So now, oh yeah. What you do is you'll plug it into the bottom of your controller, and it's a flip of a switch. Aimbot, wall hack, anything like that, you can do it, and they can't detect it because it's a controller.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah. I can think of 2 examples. Cronus Zen is one of them. And what's killed it is that people are adding this stuff to controllers, and then you have crossplay.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're playing with everyone, PlayStation, PC, Xbox, whatever. You can't detect it because you can't report it. It's not system-based. It's controller-based.
I gotcha.
And you can do it on, like, if you use a controller, like how you use a controller for most of your games to play, if not all of them, you can use the controller on PC and still plug it in and have the cheat without your system picking it up. So then you'll still never get banned. And it's kind of ruined, as we all saw in Warzone.
Right.
It's ruined it for a lot of people. Even Warzone. I mean, Warzone, how many people, my God, for the love of God, have been caught hacking and everything else, and it's still going?
Right. I gotcha.
I mean, like, come on, people. Really? Like, just play the goddamn game.
Right.
Like, I don't understand why what rise people get by winning a game by, we'll call it cheating, because, like, I don't see the fun of me, like, I'll use Call of Duty, for example, jumping into Call of Duty lobby and headshotting everyone, where you don't even have to aim. You just walk around and just pull the trigger and it instantly snaps their head. What's the fun in that? I don't know. I mean, it's just me. I cannot stand the point of it, of why people do that kind of stuff.
You play FPS. I know you were talking about playing Call of Duty.
Yeah. I don't play online.
Online though. Okay, got it.
A lot. I do have Warzone on my Xbox, but I've played it maybe twice in my existence. The big one for me is Overwatch, which they crack down hard on cheaters, and there's still some do still surface, but I think it's overall they're
quick to get you on that.
Yeah.
Because I even got you're all gonna laugh at me. I did get a week ban on Overwatch for telling a kid he sucked in chat. That's all I said. You suck, and I got banned for a week for it. And I'll be honest with you,
quit picking on children.
I'm sorry, but a healer should not be standing in the front line not healing.
He was 7 years old.
That's just the way it is. A healer should not be sitting in the front line attacking, trying to do damage when your job is a healer.
Does he have a gun? He has a gun. He can shoot, right? I don't know. I don't know how this works.
And the thing is, too, it's like, but it's like not even like that. I'm seeing that as an example of how strict they are. I played 8 o'clock at night till like maybe midnight. I was banned by 2 a.m. It was like that.
Right. I don't know. I don't play any.
I got banned in Modern Warfare, but we're not going to talk about that one. But
fuck Call of Duty for a completely different reason, though, because Activision, basically every company under their umbrella now works on Call of Duty, including Toys for Bob, which made the Spyro remaster, which means I'm not getting my Spyro 4 like I wanted.
Oh, jeez. But even back to Call of Duty, and this is what also kind of pisses me off with Call of Duty now with Activision thing, though. The fact that they willingly said you pay for skins, or I call them uwu bullets, all the anime rounds or the other, like the tracer rounds, you are willingly buffed and thrown in lobbies of people that don't spend money and they're better than you.
Mm-hmm.
I've witnessed it. It happens.
I don't even know.
It's like I don't understand why you do that. Like the pay to get advantages. I don't understand.
I don't even know. This is like my thing, and this has nothing to do because I own them also. I bought Modern Warfare. Like I own the games. I play them. You know, but I don't understand why people really play them. You're an example. The rest of the world is an example because all everyone ever does is bitch about them. I gotta be honest. I don't think anybody that likes FPS, I don't think he's actually like it. Because all he's ever do is bitch. Like, I gotta be honest. I have heard you complain about these games more than anyone in the world, and all you do is play these games. Stop playing the games.
No, I enjoy playing them. The problem is they need to stop the cheating bullshit. How many times is he gonna uninstall the games off his computer? I have literally watched him uninstall these games off his computer hundreds of times. If he hates the games, stop fucking playing them. I don't know. Everyone I want to be beaten by someone with skill, not by someone who just sits there and cheats or that someone that cheats or pays to pretend to be good. I want to be beaten by someone who's better than me.
Yeah. But no, Madhouse, Madhouse was playing pre-ordered Modern Warfare, so got access to the beta, played for a while, and then was like, "No, I don't want this," and canceled the pre-order. And that's something that like. The last time I really enjoyed a Call of Duty was Modern Warfare 3. But as time has gone on, I have decided to stop putting up with bullshit in video games.
Right.
If a game is making me frustrated or upset, or I'm just overall not enjoying my experience anymore, I put it down. There are so many other games out there that I think I want to play or am curious about that can replace that time that I would have been putting into this game that is just bringing me, maybe hits of endorphins, but other than that, not really much in terms of pleasure.
Right. He's so mad at them all the time. I don't know. That's what it seems like.
I mean, I do. I will say though, I really have backed off Call of Duty though, playing it. I'll play it maybe an hour or two here and there, but I've been sticking to like I've been doing YS. Brandon, I'm still trying to beat it. Okay. Monster Knocks, I'm still trying to beat it. I didn't beat it yet. I'm still doing that. Resident Evil Village. I still got to finish that, and I don't know if any of you are for like a third-person shooter, but I've been playing that Scavengers game.
I have no idea.
Me either.
So basically, quick rundown is basically it's a third-person shooter in teams of 3 or less, but teams of 3.
You have to play with people.
Yeah, but you don't have to cooperate with them though. Okay. They can do it on their own. But what it is basically you land. It's like a battle royale. It's like a PvE battle royale kind of. And you basically like land in a frozen area, and the storm gets worse, and you have to get like heat. You have to eat like things like that, while looting and collecting these data things to upload, and then you just have to escape without dying.
Okay.
So I mean, it's not bad. It's got like an Apex-y type of like Gears of, like if you put Apex and Gears of War together, it's kind of like that.
Oh, great! 2 games I don't like.
Right.
Nah. Oddly enough, I like Gears of War a lot. I liked Gears of Wars a lot. Like the first 3 or whatever, like the trilogy. I would love to play those 3 games again. I like those games a lot.
Gears is awesome.
Apex is a good game too. I just don't like other people. I don't mean that in I don't mean like I like Overwatch. You guys. I'd rather Overwatch. I'm not a team player. Like I'm not. You don't want to play video games with me.
I would just rather do Overwatch in that aspect. Like Overwatch is one game that like a game like that.
Overwatch is a little different. Apex is you can't really. If I go one way, you go that way, he goes that way, we're dead. You know what I mean?
Right.
You gotta kind of stick together, but not stick together. And like that's like the kind of whole thing. Like I'm always worried about like I was playing with Dr. Sexy Time at Age, I think. And I was like, I don't know how to play this. Because like I don't want to go run off by myself and I'll die. So then I spent my whole time just following them around. And I'm not even like looking or doing anything. And I'm like, what am I doing? Like I can't. I'm just not a team player.
Hike. You're on a nature hike.
I'm not like it's just they're not. My brain just doesn't. It doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't work with that stuff. Big Ben asked me a question quick. Brandon, are you going to play the new Mass Effect? You bet your damn ass I am. I already have it bought and ready to roll. I can't wait, man. I cannot
I've been thinking about it.
I am so excited. I have been meaning to go back and play that game. That's one of my favorite game series of all time, and I haven't played it for years. So like going back to it is like it's like the perfect time for me to play it again. I can't wait.
And is it a new game or is it a remaster of the originals?
It's all three remastered in 4K and all that kind of stuff.
So like Master Chief Collection kind of vibes.
Yeah, basically. Yep. With all the DLC, everything in there.
That might get me into Mass Effect,
dude. Oh man. Do you like RPGs a lot? Are you pretty big into them?
They're very hit or miss for me.
Okay. Have you ever played Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic?
Oh, dude, if they ever remake that, I'm going nuts. They're doing that. They're doing an open world. Speaking of that, or Star Wars one.
How about you ever played Dragon Age? By any chance?
Bits and pieces.
Okay. The same team at the time when they were still like the team made Mass Effect. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Mass Effect's just easily one of the best like RPGs ever. Like,
I know of Mass Effect. I just never like they've been like there in the background of games that are in my head, but just not like the ones where I'm just like, oh, new game, yeah, I'm gonna grab that one first. But it's so weird because my biggest fault as a gamer is, despite the fact that there are dozens of games I want to play, I will sit down in front of my computer or my Xbox and I'll look through all these games and I'm like, and this game I've played 10 times already. And it's like, like, even though I know there are other experiences right there waiting for me and they're going to be great and I'm going to have fun with them, I still just go, nah, same thing. It's my biggest fault as a gamer.
No, it's not a fault. It's not a fault. It's just I'm on the exact different spectrum than you are. I'm on the opposite spectrum, and I have complaints about my side of it. I have a Steam library filled with 300, 400 games I've never even played.
You'll never touched. I'm the same boat. I do the same thing.
And I lose my mind thinking about how I want to play all of them. Like I'm always losing my mind over it.
Here's what I do.
I'm never content. I cannot stick with one game. I can't. It's not gonna happen ever.
So my problem is I buy all these games, and they just sit in the library. And then it's like, okay, I do this, and I see a new game, and it's like, oh, good, this game.
I must have it.
Well, yeah, but it's like I'll turn around, like I'll do. I'm just gonna make an example. I'll do Slay the Spire. When Slay the Spire came out, bought it. Well, maybe 2 days later, I'll just say Enter the Gungeon came out. I'm like, oh, I'm playing that. Spire's gone. And then 2 days later, oh, Call of Duty came out. That's gone. And they're just like, it's just rotating like real quick within like a day or two of each other. And I'll never go back to it. And it's like, okay.
And
go ahead.
I got like Watch Dogs 2 that was free in the Epic Store once. And so I got it. It's installed on my hard drive. It is there. And I am so excited to play it. But the current game I'm playing is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, the original version. And I've completed that campaign like 20 plus times in my life. That's what I'm choosing to play right now.
Right.
But Watch Dogs 2 is right there, and I want to play it.
I bought when Ubi did the two bundle together of Watch Dogs Legion and Valhalla. I bought the two of them together because there's two I wanted to play. Guess who didn't play them?
I want Watch Dogs Legion.
I haven't. I haven't touched it. Have not touched it. So if you ever want to get on it, you let me know because at least I'll play it because I have not been on it.
Like what Big Ben just said, he finds himself playing Dark Souls 3 often, even though he's beaten it 10 times. See, I can't. I'm like I want to do those things, but I can't. Like I've played Dark Souls 3 times just to get 100% of the achievements. You know what I mean? Like I had to do my 3 runs, got the 100% achievements in it, and I have not played it since it came out. Even though I would love to, I just can't. I can't justify playing it because of all the other games. You know what I mean?
But you do break that with your challenge runs. Because, like, think how many times in a row you played Crash Bandicoot recently, or how many times you went through Darkest Dungeon.
True, but think about it this way. When is the next time you think I'm going to play Crash Bandicoot?
Never.
It may be never. I may never play the game ever again in the rest of my life. Do you know what I mean?
No, you know what's going to happen when you want to do it with number 2, and you'll do it with number 2. Yeah, you will. Yeah,
but
you will.
Had a big bundle of times. Like, I think in that time of you trying to do the no death run, you played through most of the game more than I have in my life.
True. Yeah.
All
I
at once.
kind of mastered this. I think I kind of, yeah, I got it. No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
So you do it in sprints instead of marathons.
True. Yeah, because that's the same thing even with like with Enter the Gungeon. I just jumped into it and I was just like, I'm just gonna do everything this game has to offer, no hit it, and I'm done. And then that's kind of how it was. But it was like the fastest 100 hours I ever put into a game, and I was like, I'm done with it. But I don't know. There's other people that do other things. Like I know people. I mean, I know Ryu was on the show. 2 weeks ago? I know he played Europa, that Europa game. I think he has like 2,000 some hours in that game, or something like that. Like he can keep going back and keep playing it. I'm like, I can't. I don't know why. I can't. I just can't do it. I don't know. The solid 70-ish of those 101 run in Crash were at least 2. Yeah. Oh my god.
And if there was a game that I had to say I have more than 1,000 hours in my life, the only one I could think that would hit that is Spyro the Dragon, because that was literally the first video game I ever 100% completed in my life, and that is a game I've like practiced because I wanted to speed run one day, and then it got remastered, and so that's a game that's just been with me over the course of my life. But I don't think any other game on this planet I've put more than 1,000 hours into.
It drives me nuts that I have never played Spyro the Dragon before.
Serious?
I've never had it. I never had it when I was a kid. I never had it. I've never played it.
It is
Phenomenal.
Yeah, it fucking Crash Bandicoot and Spyro both innovated in some crazy ways, because Spyro was one of the first games that did different textures at different render distances.
Mm-hmm.
Because they had a separate texture that was lower resolution that rendered at a distance, and when you got close to it, it would, instead of like slowly fade in, it would just
switch
like
to
it
and picks. Yeah, right. Okay.
But that was like one of the first games, and it had it was also the first game to have an unrestricted movement ability.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can glide. If you get enough height, you can glide any distance. You know, where if you take into like, you know, Banjo-Kazooie, where you have the flutter and you get like 3 flaps and then you just drop.
Yeah.
But with Spyro, you can just go. And so that was like, they had to think about every possible location you could get to, because if you got high enough, you could just go wherever. So it
I know you're big on speedrunning too, Bungee, right? For the most part, or you watch a lot of speedrunning, you do?
Yes.
Cool. Have you done any speedruns yourself? Do you have any kind of things you're working on?
I am trying. I keep losing motivation for it, so I practice on and off, but I am trying to get a run together for 120% speed run of the original Spyro.
Okay.
That'll be impressive.
Big Ben was asking in chat, he said, is Spyro just a collectings game? I don't think it is a collecting thing. Okay, gotcha.
Mm-hmm. It's a collectathon. It's in the same realm. It's in the same realm of like Banjo-Kazooie, Super Mario 64, like all of that era of 3D platformers. It's one of the greats. It is definitely one of the greats.
They kind of got away from like games like that too. Like they don't really have like a collect all type thing anymore.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like a collector, like a game like a Spyro and stuff like that. You don't really see anything like that anymore.
I'd probably say the most recent one of that was A Hat in Time, and that was specifically a love letter to those kinds of games.
Yeah, I think the last one besides a remaster. There's a lot of styles of games like that. Like you don't even see games like a Crash even. You know what I mean? Like you don't even see that kind of game anymore. Like that's kind of gone out the window. I think the last one that I know that wasn't a remaster was like a collect things was like a Ukulele.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was
just make Crash 4.
Right, but they did Crash an entirely different kind of. It's kind of like a different way now, though. Mm-hmm. From my understanding, I haven't seen it. I've seen like issues about it, but I've never actually like like looked into it. But like, look how long it took to come out with Crash 4, though. People that only play Crash 4, or the people that are the only people that have played Crash before.
Yeah, but I think there's a comeback to it, because with the remasters, there's now a newer audience coming into it.
Right.
But before it leaves my head, Spyro and like the way Spyro and Crash's timelines line up is so wild. I just want to get this out there. Okay, so you have the original Crash trilogy and the original Spyro trilogy that everybody knows are just greats.
Right.
And then both Crash Bandicoot and Spyro have a fourth game where they switched over to the PlayStation 2, and they're both considered the worst in the series. And then they both have a fifth game where they break off from the structure that they're used to and go into a slightly more open world side of things. And they're both considered pretty okay, but not the best.
Right.
And then they both have reboots that are beat 'em ups that go for a set amount of time and then just drop off, and then they both disappear for a while. And then they both get remasters at roughly the same time. And it's just so wild to me how like so in step they have been with each other beginning.
Age brought up a point in the chat there, and I know you like these kind of games. Did you play Hat in Time?
Yeah,
you played
that's
it?
why it got brought up, because I said that the most recent
that's
version
when
of it
I was gone.
Hat.
Sorry, gotcha.
What Crash and Spyro, they were usually within 6 months of each other, weren't they?
Yeah.
Within, I think it was like 6 months or something like that.
And all of them had demos for each other on their discs.
Yep, I remember that.
And I just think it's so wild that, like, I've never seen two game series be so perfectly in line with each other, despite tossing hands with different developers and publishers and all of that. They still ended up just side by side doing the same thing. And that's why I'm so mad that Toys for Bob got just shoved onto Call of Duty, because when Crash 4 came out, I was like, oh, well, obviously Spyro 4 is gonna follow, because, you know, Crash and Spyro have been doing the exact same thing after each other, and that's been ripped away. They now work on Call of Duty.
I guess I should play Spyro at some point in time, huh?
I will not miss one of those streams. That's how big Spyro is for me.
I'll have to maybe look at it. That's all I ever say is like, yeah, I'll play it. But usually, like, how it works, like, it's like I don't even think about it. Like, it's something that day. If I'm starting something new, something will hit me that day, and I'll be like, that's it, I'm done. That's what it is. You know, like it could randomly be like GoldenEye 64. I don't know. And if I'm in the mood to play it, that's where I'm at. That's what I'm playing. Like, there's no, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't really have a rhyme or. I've tried to do schedules. I've tried to make lists, and I tried to like get to stuff. It doesn't work. Like for me, I just like I want to, but then it doesn't. I don't know.
One game. I don't care what lists you have. I don't care what's going on. One game that everybody has to experience, and importantly, experience blind, is Outer Wilds.
Never heard of it.
It is a space exploration game.
All right, yeah, I'm familiar. Okay.
And it is hands down the best told story I've ever played.
Really?
Like,
that's interesting. Really?
And it's the way the game is crafted to give you these moments of aha.
Mm-hmm.
It is an indescribable experience from beginning to end. No matter what is on your list of games to play, put that at the top.
Fine, let's add it to the list. No, I knew known about it. I didn't know it was a story game. I didn't know what it was.
It's to have as little information about it as possible. There is something weird going on in your solar system, and you are just sort of tossed into it and are told, hey, explore this solar system and figure it out, or just have fun playing on these planets. It never tells you what you have to do.
Right.
It just gives you all of these great areas to just explore. And if you want to go and figure things out, it has ways to structure it for you.
All right.
But
I'll definitely check it out.
And Big Ben, it starts off very slow, but the more information you gain, the more there's just all of this like, oh, I gotta know this, I gotta know this, I gotta know this. Oh, all of these mysteries are unfolding. And the way everything twists in a way that you're not expecting, but then you go back and you're like, how did I not see that happening?
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I only have like, I can only do certain things. Like I have like, my brain either goes like, I want to do challenge runs or like hard runs. Even on a game that I really enjoy. Like I either want to do that or I want to do a game that's like very story driven where I could live inside the game. And what I mean by story driven is like, even I would consider like Resident Evil a story game. Because I'm in it for the story. I want to explore every morsel of it. You know what I mean? Like I want to, that's what, you know, I want to, I'm either going to do story or challenge.
Resident Evil's good at doing a story, in my opinion, because it kind of makes you like.
That's why I want to play them all again.
It's like it makes you like, I don't want to say like push. I don't want to say push it into the seat, but it makes you not want to put it down because you just want to figure out what's going on. Just keep going and going and going.
No, I agree completely. Story stuff, dude. I don't know how you feel about like certain games, but did you ever play this game called To the Moon?
I've heard of it.
That game like mentally changed me. It's like one of the in my top 10 like best games ever. Easily. It's like I would say To the Moon is one of the greatest stories and best told like story game like I've ever played in my life.
Easily. Never heard of it.
Easily. And the soundtrack, forget about it. Absolutely incredible.
To the Moon.
Mm-hmm.
$10 on Steam.
Oh baby.
Yeah. If you wait for, I mean, that's like something like you'll cry. Like if you have a soul, you'll cry. You'll cry.
If you have a soul, good news for you. I do not.
I was like I wept in that game. It's like some games are just so brilliantly done where it's just kind of like it hits you. It takes a lot out of you, and that's how To the Moon is like that. But that's what you know. As long as you're like into weird indie-ish kind of stuff, then
yeah. And that's oh god.
Dust.
I'm hoping it's similar to this what I'm about to bring up, but I'm finding that there is a market now for games that I'm really glad exists, and that's games where you need a lust for the unknown to play. Because that's what Outer Wilds fits into. There's another game, Return of the Obra Dinn, where there are these games where it's you know, your lust for discovering what's unknown in the game is what drives the game.
Okay.
And that's a genre I'm glad is starting to become popular.
That might be the brilliance of why people like Edmund McMillen so much with games like Binding of Isaac, because it's a lust to discover things that you may not know. You know what I mean? Yeah. I agree with that. I agree with that a lot. Like Uncharted? Well, I don't know if I don't think Uncharted would be the same thing, because Uncharted is kind of just straightforward. Like
it's very structured.
But it does have a good story, but it has a good story to it, though.
Right, it's a good story, but it's not the same thing with the hidden.
I'm curious to know how the movie's going to go with it.
There's like, I think he means like, there's like certain stuff, like there's certain games out there that have so much mystery and hidden things that they have like way too much development time on stuff that like 0.1% of the player base will ever even see. Like that kind of stuff, I love that.
Like Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Dark Souls is a good example because you have to have this desire to figure things out in order to get yourself to the end of the game. And that's the kind of thinking I'm talking about, where there isn't a structure and you can discover things in completely the wrong order and have to piece it together yourself, but that want to do so is what keeps you going.
Right. Or Nier Automata would be another one. There's so many people that played Nier Automata and got that first, like they got the credit scene, and they were like, "All right, the game's over." All right, they literally thought the game was over, and they missed out on 90% of the game because just the way Yoko Taro directs the games, like that's crazy to me.
Still yet to finish that, by the way.
I can't. You didn't read anything. You have to start over again. Do you ever get like mad? Are you like, I'm the worst. I can't watch people stream. I shouldn't be allowed to. I'm the worst.
Why?
Oh,
I'm one of those guys.
I think I know what you're talking about. Where like
I was watching Blue Kid stream Nier Automata, and because it's one of my favorite games of all time. I mean, we're talking top 3 favorite games of all time. Everything that like, because I want him to have the exact. I'm one of those people that like, if I'm that asshole, right? You know, like the guy in life that really enjoys something, so they want you to enjoy it as much as they enjoy it. I'm that guy, sadly. And I will like push myself on people because I just want them to like it as much as I like it. Like I'm that person. So like when I was watching like Blue Kid play it, I'm sitting there watching him, and here's like a lore note, and I'm like, oh, I know how much good lore is in that note. And he just doesn't even open it, doesn't even read it. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, you're missing out on it. Like, you're not going to get anything. You're not going to understand anything.
After a while, I'm not going to lie, I was doing it after some of those games when I do that and you get aggravated about it. I know it pisses you off, so I purposely will just skip it.
My blood will boil.
Just because. Boil. But, again, Resident Evil, I've been reading them just for you.
I appreciate it.
Because they're not as long.
Oh yeah,
that is why.
And I get that way about like if somebody forgets like a core game mechanic, I'm just sitting there like clawing at my desk, just like it's this, do this.
Right.
And it's less wanting them to enjoy the game as much and more just like me sitting there just like it's right in front of you. It's right there. That like I will literally get frustrated for somebody else.
Right, yeah, I get it. Doctor said he's gonna play Mass Effect Remastered and will not read a single line of text.
Bungie, I'll tell you right now,
I will be punching my monitor.
I've gotten to a point where I'll skip like stuff like that when you find it and it explains something that like you'll use every time of the game, and I'll be like, what am I doing? Like, what the hell? And then realize like way too late that either I get aggravated because I don't know how to do it, and I'll just say screw this game, I won't play it, and then find out that it was explained to me in the first 15 minutes without me reading. I've done that 100 times.
That melts my brain.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't watch people stream. Well, it just depends on what it is. If it's a game that I really like, it's like a story-based game that I'm like, I don't know. I'm just weird.
I won't do story-based besides for like Resident Evil and stuff like that, because you drive me nuts with it, because you'll be like, why are you reading half the shit? You don't know what's going on. Yeah, I just want to beat the game. I'm with Doctor on that one. I just want to beat the game. Go. Like, I'll tell you right now, when I was playing like Monstrums, when I'm playing that right now, at first I was reading I was playing the Monstrum Nox.
Oh.
So I'm playing that, and in the beginning, like the first few hours, like I'm reading all stuff, listening to all the cutscenes. I'm at the point now where if they don't speak the line to me, I just click the X button so it just goes through it. So I don't have to sit there and read it, listen to it and read it. That's where I'm at right now. I'm probably missing half the story. I got a general idea what's going on, but if they don't read it in their voice acting, I just skip it.
I feel I'm very slow playing games. Like if it's a story game, like that kind of stuff, I feel like I'm very slow, and I could literally see myself. And I can see people like possibly watching me sitting there like, you just go already, just go, click on that thing, just go do something. Like, and I'm just like sitting there like, oh, look at the sky. Do you see the birds over there? It looks awesome. And that's how like I play them. And yeah.
I'm here to tell you, you're going to be pissed because they are going to have a single player campaign.
What's that?
Dr. Sexton goes, I'll be pissed if Valve has a single player campaign, let alone reading shit in the campaign. I hate to tell you, it's going to have a campaign. They already announced it.
Fuck Battlefield and the way they name their games.
6, 5, 4.
Yeah, it's
simple.
Battlefield 2, Battlefield 3. And then fucking, I don't even know where it goes from there. I just know that Battlefield 1 comes up at some point, and between 5 and 6, wasn't there Battlefield Hardline?
I was trying to figure out where you're going. Now I got it. Okay, got it.
And then the only other thing was, what was it, Battlefield 1942 or something like that, or 43 or something like that? Was another Battlefield that just got randomly thrown in there?
I think those games have to do a single player though at this point, because if they don't, then half the people are going to complain that they don't have a single player campaign. And then
same thing with Call of Duty. There's always going to be a campaign.
There's always going to be a campaign, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, like Battlefield Bad Company, Battlefield Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3. So, like, it's like the 20th game in the series, but it's called 6. And it's like, what? Stop that.
What's a Battlefield 1 and 5? Never heard of them. Nobody did. Wait, they never had a Battlefield 5?
No, they did.
Oh, okay. We just had a punch. Everyone was happy. I don't know. I don't follow these things. I have no idea what's going on. I don't even know what half the games are that come out anymore. That's all I want to do is play like old games. I'm on like this like a weird kick. I just want to play these games that like I haven't played in a long time, and I want to play them all in a row, like horribly, like Resident Evil, and I want to play Dead Space too. You guys played that? I'm like thinking about Dead Space.
So, oh my god, dude, so good.
Well, you know what? I think it's because we were talking about horror games a lot. Like, we've been talking about horror games a lot. Is
hands down one of the best ones.
But I agree. Like, those are the kind of horror games I like, though. Like, because they're like
games
combat, they're shooty, they're fun, they're a little campy at times. Like, I like that stuff. But like this whole Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 8 stuff has me a little. It's the whole first person. It's just so much scarier. And there's like no action. I don't want to hide from stuff either.
It creeps me out. I'll tell you right now, 8's creeped me out a lot more than 7 ever did.
Really?
Yeah.
Shouldn't have bought it.
Oh, you should have bought it.
Do you play these games, Bungee? Are they up your alley or no?
I was spacing out looking at the Battlefield games.
We're talking about like do you play hard games at all for the most part?
Yeah, I beat when I was younger. I want to be the guy on Impossible.
No, horror games, not hard.
Horror.
And let's go. Wait. We're gonna get to that. But hold on.
Spooky scary.
I remember you told me this, and I just want to put this out there really quick. You beat I want to be the guy on Impossible.
Yeah.
Which means you didn't die.
Yeah.
That is much bigger achievement than I've ever done in any game I've ever played.
I had to dedicate like a year and a half to that game.
I'm going to say that's probably the biggest achievement I've ever heard of anybody I know playing a video game. So
yeah.
Hats off.
It was like a big fixation of mine for a while, because there was like YouTubers I watched that played it a bunch of times, and it was like the game for me. And so I just played it and 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 played it, and I did eventually beat it deathless. Never would do it again. Never doing that. God, that almost broke me.
That's probably the biggest achievement I've ever heard of anyone playing a video game that I know. Absolutely.
Well,
hats off, because I couldn't do it. There's no way.
I'm going to keep my hat on, thanks. But horror games. I don't horror good. Like, horror games would probably kill me. I'd have a heart attack halfway through one of them.
I love them. I hate getting jump scared, but I love them.
Are you okay with like older, like Resident Evil, like the originals, like older stuff? Dead Space, stuff like that?
Yeah, no, those kind of things I can handle. But like the newer Resident Evils, I wouldn't do good in.
Just like
but
me.
I love watching people play them. Like,
I love them.
Watching someone play Alien Isolation is like the greatest experience for me. Because that's psychological horror right there, having something always
I love my horror games. I love those.
I love hard games too, but like my idea of hard games I love are like old Resident Evil games. Well, even anything up to 5, Resident Evil, whatever, 6, like anything like that. You know what I mean?
Silent Hill.
Silent Hill. Like, I'm good at Silent Hill. I'm good with Dead Space. I'm good with like all that stuff. Like, I love it. They're campy. They're fun as hell. I love it. 7 and 8 and the Blair Witch that you played the other day and like that kind of stuff, like, dude, like that's not
I'll
even,
tell
like,
you, Blair Witch wasn't bad until the end.
but that's just like, it's not. I don't know, man. It's just, it's so much different. It's not.
Right, but I'll tell you right now, I've jump scared more in Resident Evil 8 than I had in a while, because you know when you used to play the old Resident Evils, you get the occasional zombie that scares the crap out of you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you have that just now in like first-person shooter. Like there's just random stuff that just scares the crap out of you for no reason, and you jump and you're like, nope, I don't want to go this way, and you have to.
Now play it in VR.
I would love to play it. I wanted to play it in VR, but they don't have it in VR.
You played 7 in VR though, didn't you?
I did. 7 in VR is creepy as shit. I played a lot of horror games in VR, and I would tell you right now, you will cry like a little girl.
Yeah, I watched someone play through Alien Isolation, and
Oh, screw that game. I will not touch that one.
literally at the end, they cried. Like, not cried like had an emotional release, cried because they were just so relieved to be out of that situation.
Oh, yeah, I believe it.
I watched a video game break a man, is what happened.
No, I'll say I played Don't Knock twice on VR. That was creepy.
Yeah, Age said RE7 and 8 are probably the closest Resident Evils to ever been
I
being
agree
an
with that,
actual
because
horror
8,
game.
8, I will tell you, there is so much background noise in 8 that it scares you, because you're always, like, wearing the headset. Like in my case, like wearing these, like you can hear everything, like it sounds like it's behind you and stuff. You're constantly don't want to turn around because you don't know what's behind you.
As someone who's played Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil Village, would you say that, now I haven't played either of them, would you say that Village is slightly less scary but overall a better game?
No.
No?
Scarier and better.
Okay. Because Resident Evil follows a pattern that I've noticed. They'll take a game where it's a fantastic horror experience.
Yep.
And then they will continue with that style of game and make it overall a better game, but slightly less scary. And then they'll do a third following that same pattern, and it'll be garbage. Because they did that with 1, 2, and 3,
right.
And then they rebooted and did 4, which was a great horror experience. And then Resident Evil 5 wasn't as scary, but overall they fine-tuned a lot of the gaming aspects. And then Resident Evil 6 was garbage. And then they rebooted again.
Well, here's what I think it is, and this is what I think kind of made... they kind of got away from the zombie aspect of it over time, which they have. But like when 7 came out, that was the first one. I'm not mistaken. That was first person. So that was, I think that's kind of like was, I don't want to say an experiment, but it almost was for 8, because it's still the same first person type. It's more refined now, and now they added the scarier aspects of it. Like, I don't know if you watched any of my streams with it, but like there's times that like I said, the background noise screws at you. The jump scares, like what you think is a jump scare. Like normally you go through a horror game, you're like, okay, there hasn't been anything that happened. Here's a jump scare. You know what's gonna come. Or you go through like there's like hanging bodies or something, and you're like, okay, one of these are gonna fall and scare you. No, you go through them, and then it's something else.
So it's like psychological. It gets you
right, because it's like, you know, like in typical horror games, like you see like the one I'm in right now, like when I was in the castle, you went down to the wine cellar, and it was nothing but blood, as the whole floor was blood. It was just filled with blood from over the years of people just getting killed. And it had hanging bodies, or half bodies, I should say. And you're like, okay, well, whatever. Then you hear the creepy music, and you're like, okay, here comes a scare thing. You're like, I don't want to walk, because either one of these are going to grab me, or one's just going to fall. And you don't. You go straight through this hallway, and nothing happens. All of a sudden, there's an enemy under the blood, and it grabs you. Out of the blue. You don't see it, because you don't expect it.
So, like, the old ones aren't considered really horror games by today's standards, for the most part, I guess. You know what I mean? But maybe that's it. Maybe I don't like real horror games. I want, like, I want to play Resident Evil 4. All the time.
Yes.
Like, that's what I want. I want that.
Great.
Like I think Age said it really well. He's like, RE games are fun with a horror motif, but they're not scary as F. You know what I mean?
No, this 8 I would give you makes me jump a lot.
Like, I like the old ones because I like the guns and I like being around the horror stuff and all the weird stuff and the story going on. It's a little cheesy and they have the bad one-liners. Like, I love that. Like, that's awesome. I feel like I'm in like a Bruce Campbell movie. Like, it's fantastic, you know? Mm-hmm. But these new ones are legitimately scary, I think. Like, they're just a lot. Like, I don't like hiding in stuff and waiting for someone to walk away and then I get out and I creep around and like, I don't want to doing that. I want to fucking shoot them. Like, I don't know.
They have a mix of that.
So you don't want to be scared. You want to be creeped out and unsettled.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. You can give me anything, like all of those games, Dead Space, like I can see the most horrifying thing on the screen. Doesn't bother me at all. I like the psychology of it. I like the creep out. I like the weirdness. I don't like jump scares. Like, I don't like just do and walking, boom, someone comes through a wall, I fly across the room. Like, I'm not into that kind of stuff. And that's like kind of what these new ones are. You know, there's a lot of jump scares, and I don't like that.
If you make me fight or flight, I don't like it. But I'm with you on that. I love unsettling and creepy atmospheres.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I like it, like real weird. Just show me the creepiest shit of all time. I don't mind. Don't make me jump though, because that's, you know, like, I don't like that.
I would much rather, you know, constantly feel this aura of and I'd be into that all day. But the moment you make my heart do something I don't like it doing, then I'm out.
Right.
Goodbye.
Right. Like, because it doesn't scare me. Like, it doesn't scare me to get jump scared. And I know that sounds stupid, but it's not actually scary. It's just startling. Like, it doesn't need to be horror related for me to be jump scared. I could be playing. I could be playing. I don't know, any game, and something could just boom make a loud noise, and I'll jump. Like, it doesn't matter what game it is. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that to me isn't scary. What's scary would be like Silent Hill 2. I think we were talking about that before. Silent Hill 2, covered in fog everywhere in the PS1 or PS2 graphics, and there's fog everywhere. You can't see anything, and then you're trying to walk. And you know, and when you cross over a little bit more, you're going to go to the next screen. But you hear that static, and you hear those weird sounds start. So you know something's there. And you know that you have no choice but to go. And you're going to eventually run into what it is. And it's that terror and that, like, suspense.
It's like, when is it going to happen?
Yeah,
it's like when.
It's the, I don't want to go, but I have to go. Like, that to me is scary. There's no jump scare involved. You know what I mean?
And what's funny about that is, you know, back in those days, that fog wasn't for atmosphere. That was literally to hide the render. It was to hide
the rendering, right? Yep.
And I think it's so funny because the limitations on those systems made it more unsettling because it felt that much more distanced from reality.
Didn't they they did some kind of a remake or something like that in the future, and it was horrible? They had to add the crappy fog back into it to make it the good game again or something?
And there is also people who have created mods for Resident Evil 8 that are demakes that translate them into PlayStation 1 graphics. Okay. And people have said it makes them feel a lot more unsettled because, you know, mouths aren't moving and everything's all blocky and not as human, and it makes it just feel that much more distanced from, you know, comfort, and it teeters more to that uncanny valley.
Right. We talked about this, I think, the other night too. But Dr. Sexy Time could attest to this because Dr. Sexy Time had PT, that playable teaser or whatever on PS4. You know what I'm talking about? I think some of you guys played this. PT?
Yeah. I know about it. Okay. Yes.
Really, Blue Kid? You never? Oh, dude. If you can't get it anymore, it's gone. If you want to get it, I think it's on eBay. If you go to eBay, you could probably buy a PS4 with the PT on it for like $1,000. Like, it's expensive.
Holy Jesus.
Yeah. So PT was the playable teaser or whatever they called it, which was the game that Kojima and oh god, who's that horror director guy? Kojima and I'll think of his name. And then they had Norman Reedus was in it. It was going to be The Silent Hills, it was called. Right? This is before Kojima started doing Kojima, all that stuff, and it got canceled. This game is the scariest game I've ever played, easily, and it's a demo. And there's not really any jump scares in it. It's not about that. It's the it's not Rob Zombie. It's Guillermo del Toro. That's it. But this game, it's like all it is you walk into a door. You're in a hallway. The hallway gets to an end. You go down the hallway. There's some doors.
Yeah.
And then you get to a door. You go through the door. It restarts. That's it, for the most part. But every time it restarts, it adds. Things happen, or don't happen, or do happen. I can't explain it. It is the most infuriatingly horrifying game I've ever played without being jump scared ever. I have never been on the edge of my seat more in my life than playing that game.
And what's funny is it was literally just to tease another game, and it won Horror Game of the Year.
Yep.
That's great.
It was horrifying. Like, I remember going over Dr. Sexy Time's house and playing it. And I remember his wife was a nervous mess. I'm a nervous mess. Like, it was hilarious. Like, I couldn't even deal with it. Great.
Yeah, it was because like you're just slowly watching the reality of this. It's literally just a hallway, but every time you're going through it, it's just slowly dissolving and reality is sort of bending in weird ways, and it's just super unsettling.
They did this he did a trick with it. Like, I don't know who figured it out. Oh, somebody, you know how people like do the file thing, what is it called? Data, I don't know. When
data mining.
Data mining, is that? Yeah, data mining. Yeah, they data mined it. And I guess somebody found out that the girl in it, Lisa, who's like the ghost whatever lady in the game, they found out that they're coded to always be behind your character at all times, even though you can't see her. But the game is coded so she's always following you. That makes it even weirder. Like, she's always there, just
that's weird
behind you. Like you gotta, when you get a chance, go watch some YouTube videos or watch somebody playing it. I'm telling you, man, there's something about it. It was a friggin' genius game. Genius. It wasn't even a game. Genius.
I love things like that where horror games are just as scary out of the context of the game as they are in. Like, that whole thing about coding somebody to be behind you at all times and you never see them. Mm-hmm. You don't know that playing, but you find that out and you're just like, ooh, that's creepy. And a game I use as an example of this is Doki Doki Literature Club.
Yeah, okay.
Because it like writes files and it fucks with the game if you delete files in creepy ways. And like the game, because if you stream or record the game, if you have like a recording software up or a streaming software up, it brings it up to you in the game. So it's just as creepy outside of the context of the game as it is playing the game itself. And I love games that play with that fourth wall creepiness.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I remember, Norton, what's going on? Who was Age was telling me about a game called Welcome to the Game. Did you ever play that? By any chance? I think it's...
Sorry, what was that?
Oh, Age was telling me about a game called Welcome to the Game. Did you ever play that or see that?
Yes.
It's something about the dark web, or I don't know. Apparently, it's really scary. I have no idea anything about it. I thought you weren't allowed to stream it on Twitch for a while. I thought I remember seeing something like that. But yeah, it was called like Welcome to the Game, and apparently it's super scary. I have never played it. I have no idea. That makes you think about it for weeks after you watch it. Yes, Big Ben, yes.
Oh boy.
Surfing the deep web and there are people tracking you. That's what it is. So you're surfing the deep web and there are people that are tracking you. Like inside the game, I guess.
Yeah.
I have never played it. I thought I saw that it was banned for streaming on Twitch, though. I swear I saw that, but I guess I could be wrong. It has nudity and such in it, so it's not really streaming friendly. Oh, got it. I thought nudity in games was fine as long as it's like in the context of the game, that, like, you know what I mean? You're not like obviously showing porn. If it just happens, it happens.
Yeah, as long as it's not on the Twitch banned games list, as long as you're not purposely focusing on the nudity, in-game nudity is allowed on Twitch.
Okay. Yeah, because I was gonna say I remember people playing Agony when that came out, and Agony has like a lot of nudity in it, and they were fine with that.
Well, it's Cyberpunk too. I think they were okay with too.
Yep.
Definitely nudity in that. Yeah.
You know, as long as you're not like purposely trying to glitch the camera into ways where you can see extra boobies.
Gotcha. There you go. Somebody play that. Blue Kid, there you go. Play that game. Play
Cyberpunk?
No, play Welcome to the Game. Apparently that's scary.
Into it. Whatever.
I don't know if there's.
I'll get scared for you, then you can watch it.
I don't know if there's jump scare. I don't know if there's jump scares in it or not. I don't know. I hope.
I think there is.
Is there? Okay. I just don't want any of that stuff. You got to check out PT. You have to check out PT. At least watch the trailer. I promise you. It is like, it's sickening. It's sickening how good it is.
I'll do it.
Watch a trailer for it, even though the game is PT, which is short for playable trailer. Watch a trailer for a trailer.
Right. I mean, you can buy it, but I mean, that's going to cost you quite a bit, I think. I'm pretty sure that they still sell for quite a bit of money.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor has one. Borrow it off him. Doctor, lend Blue Kid your PS4. You don't play it anyway. Give it to him. There's some jump scares and welcome to the game. It's primarily atmospheric. What time are we at? 11:30. What do you guys have going on tonight? Do you have anything going? I don't need to keep his all night or anything like that. So.
No, I'm calling nothing tonight. I'm gonna start tomorrow fresh with
How are you doing on time, Bungee? Are you all right?
I have nothing going on.
All right. Oh, Norton said there's people recreating PT for the PC. That's awesome. That is awesome. Doctor sold his. Shit. But yeah, some of these games though, like, man, I don't know. Did you guys have games like Big Ben said something before. He said it just kind of struck me, like he said a movie that makes you think about it for weeks after you watch it. Do you guys have games that's happened to you where like you were so into it that it affected you for like weeks afterwards?
Outer Wilds.
Okay, got you. Outer Wilds.
Not really.
No?
Nothing I can think of.
I feel like, man, what is it just me? Like, I definitely, that To the Moon game I was telling you about, that affected me for a long time. Nier Automata, obviously, that messed me up. Like, when I was done with that, I was like, mentally just like, what? You know what I mean? And another big one, God, honestly, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Mm-hmm.
When I finished Final Fantasy VII Remake, I went on a tangent. Like, I was on every YouTube video, like all these forums, going over like everybody's logic and everybody's like ideas of what they think that this could be and why this is that. And this guy who's right, that guy who's wrong, this guy disproving this guy's due diligence. Like, I was going through all of it. And I was like obsessed. And then I realized, like, as I was being obsessed with it, I'm like, you know what? You know, you made a good fucking game if you have the whole world like coming together and just doing nothing but talking about your game and theorizing about it for weeks and weeks and weeks. You know what I mean?
Right.
Brilliant.
Time to boot up my Xbox and see if any of those games fit that description for me.
Let me see what we got here. Madhouse and Silent Hill. I thought you never played Silent Hill before. Only way to get is to buy a PS4 that never install it. Right. The original 3 Silent Hill games. Yeah, basically every Persona game. Mass Effect. Oh yeah. Red Dead 2. You thought the story was awesome?
Yeah, that was another one.
I like the original Silent Hills a lot. I've thought about it. I've definitely thought about Silent Hill probably more than any other game, because I remember we've talked about this multiple times on the show about Silent Hill and what it all means, and no one has all the answers. No one really, it's all kind of hearsay, but some stuff is more accurate than others. There's a lot.
Perspective, I guess.
Mm-hmm. What's the other one's like Dark Souls universe is huge, and like the lore is huge. but I've never gone out of my way to like really research it. Like it never affected me to where I felt like I needed to go research and learn all these things. Like it didn't bother me like that. Red Dead had you between many different emotions. Yeah, I don't know. Final Fantasy VII killed me. That was the one. That Final Fantasy VII remake killed me. I was all over the place with that thing.
Spec Ops: The Line.
I remember it.
I heard.
I don't remember the game itself. I remember seeing the game. I think I remember playing it, but I don't
heard
remember.
It was highly underrated. I have it. Never played it. I heard it's extremely underrated.
It's such. When you play it, you have to play it as if it's just another generic brown first-person shooter, and that's where it's going to get you.
Okay. There's more to meets the eye then with this game.
100%. By the end, you will be sitting there questioning your own morals.
Really? I know. I've heard this before. I swear to you, I've heard that game is very underrated, and I just never never looked into playing it.
100%.
Norton
that one had.
Yeah, Norton said the beginning feels so generic, but then boom, it gets it, and then you can't even describe it. Really?
I don't remember it.
This is interesting. Yeah, I have no idea. Norton also asked, "What's your favorite boss music?" Do you mean boss music in any game or boss music in Dark Souls? That would be the question. Then we have to go with any game that I can. Yeah, my favorite game boss music would probably be like Mega Man. Mega Man 2. It'd probably be like the intro song for what's it called? I forget the name of it, but the one for Mega Man 2, like the main track. That's probably my favorite by far.
Favorite boss music? Gosh.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Lord of Cinder, yeah, like the piano track or whatever, like the.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
Because I can think of video game tracks in general that I enjoy. Because Mega Man 2, Wily Castle 2.
That's what I was thinking about. I'm so good. That or oh god, dude, Castlevania. What's the main? What is it? Symphony? Not Symphony of the Night, but what's the main Castlevania? Is it Raining Blood? Is that what it's called? What is the main Castlevania song? I swear, is it Raining Blood? It might be.
I honestly
it's like
do
Bloody
not know.
Tears. Is that it?
There it is.
It's all
Bloody
like
Tears.
Yeah, that's friggin' badass. Age was also saying that because you were talking about Doki Doki Literature Club, he said he was extremely invested in that when it came out. I never played it. I have no idea what it's about. I've heard it. Heard the name.
That's another one where if you play it blind.
I never played it because I never understood the name Doki Doki. I didn't know what a Doki Doki was.
Doki Doki is like Japanese onomatopoeia for the sound of a heartbeat, like Doki Doki Doki.
Really? Okay. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that. All right.
Learn something every day.
Interesting. No, it is interesting. I never knew what it meant. I was like, all right, it's a weird name.
I had no clue.
And that's another one where it makes you think it's one thing, and then it just slaps you with something completely different.
Norton said any game music, like you didn't want to finish the fight because the music was amazing.
Then definitely Wily 2 in Mega Man 2.
Yeah, I go to the classics. If I have to go newer, I'm gonna go right to Nier Automata. Every boss fight, like that, I'd go right to that. Like easily, yeah. And the doctor is saying boss tracks exclusively, not stage. He brought up Devil May Cry. A lot of the Devil May Cry music is pretty fantastic too. They do a good job with that.
Fuck yeah, I would just listen to the Devil May Cry 3 soundtrack. I love the Devil May Cry 3 soundtrack. The music from the level Wizard Peak and Spyro, that's one.
There's a lot out. Game soundtracks are hard to cut. Like
the only thing
everything's
I
so
have
good
stuck in
anymore.
my head when I think of a song from a game is the stupid pig that you ride in Crash Bandicoot because I watched you do it 101 times.
That's the Ross from Friends level.
That drives me nuts.
I had to keep calling it the Ross from Friends level, but that's what it is.
Every single time I saw that level, I didn't have the music on. I could tell you what part in the map you were by where you were at because of how many times you played it and what it was at in the song. It drove me nuts.
Yeah, that song's
drove
terrible.
me nuts at that.
Oh, but in terms of Crash Bandicoot, the Crash Bandicoot 3 main theme, that one gets stuck in my head a lot.
Yeah. The only older ones I really got was like Mega Man, Castlevania gets stuck in my head. Final Fantasy VII, everything gets stuck in my head, of course. Everything in Final Fantasy VII gets stuck in my head. And then newer game, but older game, Shovel Knight, the entire Shovel Knight soundtrack is in my head constantly. Because I think that the Shovel Knight soundtrack, hell, might be better than a lot of the original 8-bit soundtracks. Like, it's that good. You know what I mean? It's stupid good. And Hollow Knight OST, yeah. Hollow Knight OST.
I'm trying to think of a newer game with a soundtrack that I really jam to. I mean, if we're talking games with good soundtracks, I don't technically know if it counts because it's just other songs put into a game. But Brutal Legend.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Classic rock soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say Kingdom Hearts only because I thought it was pretty good.
I remember that Sanctuary song.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good song. There's somebody who has remixes of like those Kingdom Hearts songs, and they're like more like new age, like drum and bass or whatever, like remixes of those songs. And actually, they're really, really good. Yeah, like I'm super into that. Simple and Clean and Sanctuary. Yeah, I remember those two songs, and that's it. They were they were good.
Sanctuary is better than Simple and Clean, and you can fight me on that. That is a hill I will die on.
It's a hill I will die on.
You know what else gets stuck in my head a lot? And it wasn't from a video game, but you know what song gets stuck in my head a lot? Is a stupid hamster dance song.
What game is this?
You don't remember the hamsterdance.com?
It's not a game.
What is it? What are we talking about?
You've never heard the hamsterdance.com. You've never heard of the hamsterdance.com.
It's like one of the first memes.
Search it up. You will not be upset.
No, I don't know. Do I really have? You're not gonna be able to see it though. Yeah,
I already know the song. You don't need to see it. I know the song.
I don't know the song. Hamster dance.
Yeah, the hamster dance.
It's gonna come through. It might come through. This? I've never heard that in my entire life. I'm not joking. I've never heard that in my entire life.
That was like one of the original memes.
I'm completely serious. I've never heard that in my entire life.
It's making a comeback on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Is it? I've never seen any of it.
Making a comeback.
It's so weird being someone who is alive for the beginning of the internet and seeing people, who are only a few years younger than me, discovering things that like had already come and gone in my era. Like, I was born in 95, and people who were born in like the year 2000s, like only a 5-year difference, are discovering things that were around when I was first getting on the internet, and they're like, oh wow, this is the funniest stuff. How has nobody discovered this? And it's like, I mean, we did, and it was done, and we've gone through it, and that's a weird thing to me.
Yeah. I think it's funny that like I don't know how this works. I work with this guy, right, who's about 10 years younger than me, right? I was born in 83. I'm old. And
You are old.
When I was at the right age, the early 90s, that's when I was into MTV and I was into all that kind of stuff. So like I was listening to Nirvana before Kurt was dead. You know what I mean? And like Pearl Jam and all that stuff. That was my jam. Like I'm listening to Nirvana doing whatever. And I remember talking to my buddy at work about this. And he was like, yeah, I remember like the early 90s and this and that. And I'm like, dude, I'm like 10 years older than you. Like I was a young in 1993. You know what I mean? Like I was still a kid. Like I was born in 83. How the hell do you remember this? What were you, 1 year old? Like I don't know. I don't know why that conversation made any sense. It doesn't.
But it's just the fact that like I'm watching people barely younger than me going through the same stages of discovering the internet that I went through.
Right.
And even though I'm still young, it makes me feel like I'm old.
It makes you feel like you're old.
I feel old. I don't know how you go through it, Brandon, but I feel old as can be.
Not really. Oddly enough, I really don't feel that old. I mean, I know I'm old, but I don't feel old.
I don't feel it, but when you talk to people and you hear people are like stuff that you did like 10, 15 years ago, it's like, oh my God.
Yeah, but I have like the energy and the mindset of like a 19-year-old, I swear. You know what I mean?
Bro,
like I'm a child. Like I'm a child. Like I'm like, I have work tomorrow. I have to be up in like 4 hours. And I'm like, no, whatever, I'll just stay awake longer. Like I'll just disregard that and do whatever I want. Like I'm like I'm honest to God, like a child.
This is a topic I can get real deep into.
Yeah. I am the most non-adult out there, I think. I am.
Because as someone with a chronic illness that slows me down on a whole lot of things, there is this whole mindset of I don't have as much time to figure stuff out. Because like on a good day, I get like 6 to 8 hours where I'm awake. And the rest is I'm passed out. And that's on a good day. And so I have to structure my time very differently. And so I think about things like, I want to go back to college, but I couldn't do a full schedule. So I'd have to break it down to like maybe 2 classes a semester. And so my degrees will take longer, and like any career I'm building is going to take longer. So like, 25 to me feels like I'm halfway through my life just because everything takes longer for me.
So even coming on this show tonight was like, that was a big part of your day then. If you only really, oh my God. Wow, we appreciate it. That's awesome.
I woke up an hour before the show and I went to, I'm probably going to fall asleep after we're done.
Right. Oh my gosh. That's awesome. I'm happy. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like a kid. I really do. The only thing I can't do is like get loud and noisy at bars anymore or anything like that. Like that's like the whole younger side of me that's like gone. You know what I mean? But if it's like all about like having fun and just doing weird adventurous stuff, or like I'm still all about that. Like there's still
right.
Like at no point in my life am I ever going to choose like going home and sitting on the couch and watching a movie to going out and drinking beers beyond a fire or going and like running around down the street or being an idiot. Like I'm going to choose being an idiot and having fun over like doing adult things all day long. No way around it.
As long as Madhouse is in my life, I will never be free from adventure.
I want to see a Madhouse stream where he's doing hard games now. Now I want to see a hard stream. I want to see Madhouse play a hard game now, really bad.
Oh, he's done them.
I never got to see one. I want to see one. I want to see like a really scary one that's gonna like mess him up.
We've made plans about 24-hour horror streams before.
Dude, I want to see it. I played that Amnesia game for Halloween and it killed me. It killed me.
It's so funny because Madhouse is this big, muscly, large man of a person. But when he plays a horror game, he screeches. He becomes completely the opposite of what you see.
Really? Yeah, I want to see Madhouse do a horror game now. What hasn't he done? Like, what's a good scary one to give him?
He started Alien Isolation and didn't get through it. He started Outlast 2 and didn't finish it. Yeah, he's gonna do Silent he'll too soon. But yeah, anything with jump scares, just he turns into the biggest baby.
I want to see it, dude. I want to see it. Whatever you have, I want to see it. I want to see you play hard games now. That sounds awesome.
Right.
It is coming up on like midnight my time here, though, Easter time.
Yeah.
I realize I've had you guys on here for 3 hours. I feel, we've been on for quite a while tonight. I know I don't think I'm going to stream anything after tonight. It's too close to me going to bed, so I'm going to continue.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I'm going to call it on that myself.
And everything too. Well, let's do some rounds then, if you guys are all right with it. It's been an awesome stream. I had a blast talking and hanging out.
Yeah.
Let's do some rounds. Let's go. Bungee, you go first. Bungee, tell us where everybody can find you, what you're doing, all the good stuff.
Yes. I'm pretty much exclusively on Twitch, channel broken_Bungee. Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays at 5 p.m. Eastern time is when I normally start. Yeah, that's a me.
That's a me.
That's a me, Marty.
Mr. Blue Kid.
I am Blue Kid 04. I'm here Sunday, Monday, and Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And I'm going to go keep getting the crap scared out of me with Resident Evil 8.
We can't wait.
I know.
I'm Bird Clock Tuesday, Sunday through Thursday, 9 to 1. I have things, follow them. I don't care if you do or don't. Doesn't matter to me. Pretty much where I'm at. Guys, I do appreciate hanging out. Broken Bungee, thank you so much for coming on tonight. We really do appreciate it. I'm glad hearing some of the stories. I love hearing the stories. I love hearing more about you. I love hearing about everything in general. It's awesome. It's awesome. Anybody out there, at any point in time, if you ever want to come on the show, be a special guest, let us know. We will gladly have you on. We'll set it up. No problem at all. Super, super easy peasy. And with that, I guess we'll get off for the night.
Yeah, yes.
All right. Well, it's been fun. That's a fart sound. I didn't mean that as a bad fart sound, but just a fart sound in general. I like fart sounds. Sometimes I like fart sounds.
You are a kid.
I'm a child. See you later. Have fun.